And hello, welcome back to another episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the Carnival cards. We have everyone with us, and we'll do a brief little recap of last session's shenanigans in the Through the Looking Glass episode. The party started off in the carousel. There, Diana had instructed the party to kind of earn the trust of these unicorns by giving them a lick of paint and trying to fill in their worn away names. And one by one, kind of each took a little brush and tried to figure out the riddle to this. There's effectively a little proverb with each of these and pairs, and they will be all paired up like um, pride and full and stitch. Sorry, time and nine. I think there's little pairings for all of them, and moss and stone was another. You managed to fill them in, and as soon as you did, you saw like this kind of glow, this pulse to the paint as the name set in, and notably, uh, kind of confirmed that you got the name correct. And at that point, the not so centaur Diana Cloppington asked if you would like a free ride, effectively, and you could each ride one of the unicorns that you managed to fill in the names for. When you did, started to see the unicorns kind of shifting, and the letters surrounding the carousel itself kind of lit up as you was riding past them, kind of starting to sound like words in your mind as each letter was spelt out. And each of you were given a sort of a hint as to something that you were potentially searching for. Um, some of them were kind of strange and vague, other ones were a little bit more specific in how they told you which hag you were looking for, or where that particular hag's lair resided. And of course, some of them were even telling you about this sort of, well, vague, perhaps riddle in itself, a message. One of them about widdershins, another about an eclipse. These are maybe omens, or maybe they're boons. You're not really sure on how to use this information, but I'm sorely hoping that you took some notes, because you'll need that information, it seems. It seems very key in the way that unicorns kind of announce this into your mind. And lastly, you guys next to the unicorns, you saw them kind of shift into another formation, spelling out letters. And instead of help, it said save Prismere. And that's the last you saw of the unicorns. Except one of the riders on the unicorn was not there at the start, that's for sure. There's this strange green frog-like humanoid, and they were snatching away one of the horns from the unicorns. With a childlike glee, they hopped away and became this kind of green blur into the distance, um, much to Diana's dismay. After you finished with that, you you went back to the teapot, is that right?
We split up. Half the group went to the teapot to find out about goblins that had disappeared,
Yeah, that's right.
and
One of them was missing.
the other half went to the Hall of Illusions to return uh, Candlefoot's voice
Yeah,
and do some stuff there.
that's right. So the missing goblin was skiving in the feasting orchard. You managed to find him and bring him back, and you got some scatterleaf tea for that errand. Uh, in the Hall of Illusions, however, it seemed as though, again, so big was up to no good. Unfortunately, this little proposal went awry when a halfling posed in front of this statue to Tasha, and this spell, hideous laughter, went off, causing the happy couple to sort of have this misunderstanding. And as she was bursting into laughing, the poor male halfling ran away, into the actual um, into the actual Hall of Illusions itself. There you saw Soapy kind of luring them, taunting them, and promise of a happier place without regret. And then you saw them in reflections around the Hall of Illusions. You were trying to decipher which ones were real and which ones weren't, and sadly, they were too fast. Managed to kind of lure them all the way through. One of the mirrors had actually opened up into a portal. You could see all the way through it into a kind of dark twilight forest. And as the halfling disappeared between the tree line, Sobig turned and taunted you one last time before disappearing herself, leaving a sobbing female halfling. Her name was Ween, and she told you what happened. And I believe, Tarquin, you made a solemn promise to get them back, and you swore your word on it effectively, and you even gave them a little sword. You swore on that sword that you would return with them. So, a little side quest for Tarquin. And after you left, I think you met back up and decided to try and get into the staff area, which is uh, something you kind of just came up with on the fly. You approached Burley, the bugbear, and he was very eager to tell Tanwen all about his poetry. So, kind of without much need of this communication, it was clear that to the buyer that Tanwen was causing this distraction for you guys to get in. You used a rope to jump up onto the rocks, sneak your way past a couple of the witchlight hands. Then disaster struck when I think forget what gave it away in the first place, but I think it was a spell. That's right, Thorn Whip snapped uh, Rodolfo out of the air before they fell into the thorns which surround the staff area, and you had to speak aloud that spell, and it seemingly caused enough sound that this large clown called Thaco came to investigate it. And as he was looking around, he did in fact spot one of you, and Tarquin, you had to give him the chase, run around, we'll say, around this staff area for a while. Meanwhile, it gave Xaxx at least a chance to sneak all the way around the back, run up the hill to the actual wagon itself, and you overheard Mr. Witch and Mr. Light speaking. And see again what I'm gonna repeat that line for you because that was some key information. um, let me find it in my notes real quick. Um, can't find it right now, but I remember it was basically you heard them, their worried voices talking about some sort of deal gone wrong, and Mr. Witch was assuring Mr. Light that everything was going to be okay, and it's that it's better that they do this than give up the carnival itself. Effectively, I'll find the exact line, but there was something going on, and something that was clearly of concern. And at that point, you knocked on the door bravely enough to actually basically show your face and not try and sneak in. But that worked to your advantage because you pulled off this air of being where you needed to be, and they sort of almost expected you in a way by asking, "Oh, did Burley send you? This must be about the Witchlight monarch, the crowning of the monarch." And sure enough, the weather vane which Mr. Light holds, he explains, actually has the ability to detect the mood. It can sense the mood of every creature within the carnival, and has been spinning quite rapidly in your presence, Zax, as though you have done some good in this place, and you described all of the things you've been up to, and the fact that you caught Kettle Steam, put a big sense of relief in Mr. Light's expression, and he said that he would organize a sort of meeting with you guys after the crowning of the monarch. So you've got that to look forward to. Speaking of the crowning, you guys actually did end on that, but not before I believe Xaxx. You got given a balloon by Thaco. He sort of put this blue giraffe together for you, and lastly, you
And I
actually
pulled a card.
and you pulled the card from a interesting halfling. Sorry, a gnome called Eliwick Tumblestrom, and she seems to be almost in the know-hows of what's going on. She actually, in fact, helped you make your way to the wagon itself by playing the music louder that was seemingly coming from you. And yeah, she helped you along. And then this deck of cards you pulled, I believe it was the star, wasn't it?
It was the star, yeah, I think.
It was, and you felt a great sense of wisdom bestowed upon you. So, yeah. With that though, you guys made your way to the the Swan Lake, yeah, Silver Song Lake, and there you basically got to witness the the latter half of the proposal where Candlefoot has finally popped the question, and it seems like Falasha said yes because they are embracing within this clan, and you see the crowd is cheering, playing music, and there's this general sense of merriment going on right now. And Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have followed you to this, and they seem to be eager to actually start the crowning right here on the highest note possible. So with that, we'll jump back in. All right. Um, you guys can also really discuss amongst yourselves what your next plans are at this point. But uh, bring up some notes. Mm,
Chris, while we're loading up, can I get you to kick me out of
what?
Foundry? I had to restart my computer and it thinks I'm still logged in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, mm. Doesn't I don't think it actually says that you're online. No, because the symbol isn't lit in, like lit up. The color isn't filled in, so it doesn't. I don't think you are logged in. So if I kicked you, it wouldn't do anything. You can try
Yeah.
clearing it.
Maybe I just have to clear the cache because I'm trying
Yeah,
to rejoin and it says that I'm already in,
it's
which
good.
is not helpful. All right, clear browsing data.
I
Please ignore
remember
me.
before, and I think if I kicked you, it actually caused more problems. But
Okay.
give it a shot by clearing that. That works. All right. Um, so yeah, normally this event would take place in the big top, but moved by this emotional scene, it seems like Mr. Light and Mr. Witch are moving things over to here. So you can see them organizing Witchlight hands. There are massive costumes being brought over. It looks like they're ready to sort of start up like a marching band as well. So there's a lot of prep seems going on as they move everything from the big top.
Yeah.
But the lights are starting to dim. Sort of hush falls over the crowd almost, and you can see a spotlight. The magical spotlight is beginning to show on Mr. Light and Mr. Witch here. And as they step forward up the called the decking,
They fall in.
they fall in. They slip, break their necks. The Candlefoot looks over to them, and you see Palasha is smiling a wide smile from ear to ear. And Mr. Light and Mr. Witch are like, "Oh, what a delightful scene! A beautiful matrimony of love! What a way to send off the carnival!" I think it's time we crown the monarch. What do you say, Mr. Witch? And he just gives a little nod of approval. Mhm. What does your weather vane say? And he holds it up aloft and looks to the sort of twilight sky that sort of sparkles in anticipation. And he says, "Well, it's definitely giving me a positive vibe. But who is responsible for the most joy and merriment? Ooh, it's a tricky one to say. Everyone has brought such joy." And he's looking around, scanning the sort of crowd, and you see as he looks over to some nearby hands, he gestures them forward, and you see Derligron, in fact, showing up. See where she there she- A familiar display service. Do you remember Derligron from the
Yes.
Lost Property? Here she is. And normally she's carrying this keg kind of around her neck, and but this time she seems to be carrying something else. She seems to be carrying a sort of hat box, and as she's approaching, you can hear it kind of rattling around. Let's see. So she sort of sets up the little hat box just behind Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, and you can see Mr. Light still moving the vane across the crowd, and sometimes it spins faster, sometimes it slows down. And as he's as it's spinning, you see a thread of golden light seems to be weaving its way through the winds to the chosen reveler. And you can definitely tell it's heading in your party's direction for sure.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely that is one way to describe it. I would agree.
Maybe one
Who
of us
has
is going to be the winner.
It's possible.
There is one reveler here tonight who has not just brought joy, but hope. Someone who cares deeply for his fellow carnies and has promised to do everything in his power to help them, which will ultimately raise the mood of the carnival in the long run. Someone who's given Burley, Diana, and even a small halfling hope where previously they had resigned themselves to their unfortunate fate. Sounds like this hero here tonight is worthy of the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. And as the thread weaves in between these seats, it starts to string itself around and around, spinning circles like it's weaving a cocoon around you. Tarquin, the golden light thread, it has chosen you.
Wow, that's unexpected. I didn't think myself as much of a butterfly, but seems I'm going to be a monarch.
Come, step forward. It is that same modesty that is truly a standout ideal, standout moral of the monarch. They're not doing it for fame and fortune. They simply just want things to be fixed, things to be right. And yeah, you
Exactly.
see, yeah, that's it. You start to see Talasha beginning to sing her song as well. As yeah, a joyous sort of applause begins to erupt, and you see Mr. Light. Yes, yes, let's hear it for Tarquin. And as you get closer and closer, you see the thread is moving with you, spinning still. Oh, God. And the- you see the gnome bard has also accompanied this, and Tumblestum is strumming along in this kind of magical tune. It feels like this, it's like this build up, this anticipation is building. So, as you see the little hat box set behind you, Mr. Witch turns, picks it up, and places it in front. And see, oh yes, Candlefoot. Candlefoot needs to come over. He looks over to you, Tarquin, gives you a big smile, and he again sort of takes a nod and says, thank you for everything. You've, uh, you've really changed the mood. I know every one of you helped. It wasn't just Tarquin that worked to bring back my voice, but you promised to help others as well. And I'm sure that you'll make true on those promises.
Right,
And
that's what I
he
plan
picks
to
up,
do. And as you said, it's not just me who helped bring the joy. It was my entire group, the Carnival cards, plus Rodolfo, who at this point I think is well and truly earned their membership. So, go Rodolfo. I'll have to give you a card later. But
he says, I only wish there were
Okay.
more crowns in here. And as he lifts up the hat box, you see there is a well, how to describe this? Um, it's a crown which seems to sort of represent like similar style to the vane. Like bring up the weather vane an image. You can see it better. There it is.
why are we getting such a big frame drop?
Getting what?
The Streamlabs is saying that we're getting a big amount of frames dropped. I'm not sure why.
That's fine. Okay. It might be just loads of people are on. Yes.
Possibly. Yeah, either way, continue.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's in this handout. You can see the actual vein itself, just like carrying it. But it's kind of got this butterfly motif, and
Yeah.
it's made of gold. The kind of red gems, and the crown sort of shows that as well. It's like butterflies in a tessellating pattern that kind of wrap around with these red gems glittering in the twilight here. And Candlefoot raises it up and places it upon your head. And it's at this point everyone else in the crowd is kind of gasping and talking. You're not quite realizing why, but the thread that was spinning around you like a cocoon, it seemed to have finished its metamorphosis and transformed you. And you suddenly feel something touching on your back. As you look around over your shoulder, you realize you have strong, beautiful golden butterfly wings.
He just sort of looks at them and goes, does this mean I can fly now? Is that a thing?
At your heart's desire. And you see Candlefoot give you a nod. Gotta go, Tuck.
Tarquin will essentially attempt to backflip and flap the wings so they just sort of keep going and form some acrobatics in the air.
Nice. Yeah, you can totally give me an acrobatics check. Let's see how well you do this. Yeah, well, with your skills, you definitely take off. And yeah, you begin flying around the crowd. You're all just sort of gasping, and some of them are in glee. And you can already see the carnival band begins to sort of pick up and definitely starts kind of the march. And Mr. Light says, "All right, let us begin the final parade. We'll do a figure of 8 around the carnival and meet back here as a final crescendo. Let's hear it one more time for our Witchlight Monarch." And there's a big cheer and collapse. Everyone's just applauding the magnificent display as you weave through the crowd. These butterfly wings, it leaves this golden trail, kind of sparkles.
Oh, but this is a lovely gift for a performer, for a natural acrobat. Very nice. I'm pleased it was not me, but it was lovely for Tarquin.
I
It
sort of
is absolutely gorgeous. I wonder how long the wings will last.
I was
wonder if they're only for the
wondering
next
that,
few
and
minutes.
whilst wondering that, is Solomon still tiny?
Yes.
Solomon, wanna fly?
No, I might fall.
Ah, it's fair enough. I just thought whilst you're small, I could give at least one of you a ride. Share the gift of the wings. Whee!
Maybe if I fit in your pocket and I don't see anything.
Sure, why
I think
not?
you should go, Solomon. I think it'd be fun.
I'll sit in his pocket and I'll just hide deep in his pocket where I can't see how high we go.
Yep, and he'll just fly about.
It's
So-
good too, because Solomon's the only one that didn't get to go in the teapot.
So now I'm sort of picturing that the gold trail is just interspersed with like snowflakes or something. Just for added effect.
Yeah,
There's like a golden white sort of thing.
totally. Yeah, snowflakes instead of like gold glitter.
Probably.
This charm, by the way, also gives you +5 on charisma-based ability checks for the time being. So
Nice.
use that however you will. But you're basically featuring, butterfly bunny. I don't know.
Yes.
It's beautiful looking. The crown is giving you this aura of majesty.
Bunny fly.
Yes.
Is it still muffled, by the way, or is that?
What, yourself?
Yeah, sorry, you had trouble hearing me earlier.
Still having a little bit of trouble. It seems like, yeah, I don't know what it is.
I know what it is. If I pause the music, does it sound fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. Okay. Um, yeah, something's
Where do you
going on
take
with
me,
that.
Tarquin?
He just flies about, probably
And
over the lake, giving you a nice. Actually, no, he'd stay away from the lake. Thinking about it, probably just takes you, just flying about, maybe over some of the other rides that you didn't get to see, and then returns to, I guess, join the parade.
About halfway through, he peeks out the pocket. He's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!"
Don't worry, I won't let you fall.
what was
Xaxx.
that? Oh no, yes, what is that? That's both hideous and amazing.
Got the
Um,
crown too.
I know.
You know what? God.
Just make it white.
That just looked weirdly. That picture looks like it belongs at like I don't know why it looks like it belongs in like a FNAF game.
Yeah.
Just for the viewers at home, there you go. Now you can see the hideous. It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
So, what now?
Well, now we go join the old carnival, and then we have a meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and now we've brought the joy. Let's see if we can find the truth of things.
Now we bring the hammer.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay.
And then I will
All right,
land
so-
with the group and put Solomon on my hat for the time, and he can ride in the crown.
The crown goes all the way around. You've trapped me inside a prison.
Nah, I'm imagining more of like a sort of like it's interwoven sort of thing. So I'm imagining almost like a open top crown sort of thing.
Yeah, it's open top, but it's like fenced all the way around.
I mean, if you want to get down, I can put you down. My ears are sticking up through it. You could climb up one of my ears if you like. Don't shout too loudly.
Still got
Still
this.
looking around, and
tiny
there is a lot
nose.
of chaos going on. But
Chaos.
where Solomon, sorry, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Where Solomon was like leaving a trail of snowflakes, there seems to be a small child trying to catch them on their tongue. And although this small child looks very green and frog-like in nature, they are doing a circle as well as they try to catch these, and they're hopping up in the air occasionally to try and reach them. And yeah,
Tarquin sort of looks at them and goes, But for now, let's just enjoy the flight.
I guess we'll follow in behind.
okay.
I guess I'll join Xaxx. Join the parade, fall behind.
All right.
Yeah.
You see them sort of catching them, and they're actually saying, "Such lazy snowflakes, lazy."
It's a strange word to use. Tarquin, do you know this child?
I think I might be the one that was riding on the thing earlier.
It looks. Does it look exactly the same, or does it look like their younger brother or son?
It looks very similar, yeah.
But riding on what thing?
They were riding
that-
on the unicorn thing with us earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They
the
were-
frog thing? It's the frog?
Yes. It is.
Ah.
I'll
Tanwen, I'm not good with children, but perhaps you would like to ask the child if it was there on the carnival, on the carousel.
I can. Why are we asking it?
Yeah, isn't this one of the thieves, the hourglass thieves? That we should be hunting down?
Do you not want to know who it serves? Or?
I'm sorry. I had totally not realized that it is one of the hourglass thieves. Okay, Tanwen will approach it with her best happy smile and say, "Hi, who are you?"
They look around them. They kind of give you a big smile and a wave, and you see them say, "Oh, my name is April. What's yours?"
"Hi, April. I'm Tanwen. You look like you're having a lot of fun."
I am, but these snowflakes fall so slowly, taking
Well-
forever to land.
That makes it better to catch them, because you can play with them while they're falling.
Also, you sound really slow as well. Everyone around here.
Do?
Mm-hmm. The
That's
world is
really
populated
interesting.
by these torpid creatures.
That is really interesting. Do you always see the world like that?
Uh-huh. And everyone sounds super sonorous.
Wow. I can't imagine experiencing the world like that. That must be fascinating. Well, where are you from?
She looks over to the lake for a moment, and then looks back to you and says, somewhere like here, like this lake, but much, much muddier."
Oh, do you like mud?
Yeah, mud's great.
Oh.
You can splash it, you can swim in it.
I like mud too. You know what my favorite thing to do with my older brothers was? To make a big oozy ball of mud and throw it at them. Of course, they'd throw back, but then I'd have to dodge, and I was
Her
always
eyes
faster
go
than them.
wide, and you see them immediately speed off, and they come back suddenly within an instant, and they have like you just described, a massive ball of mud, like compacted together, like this.
Like that. But my brothers aren't here, and I don't want to make anybody else mad. What should we throw it at? We'll
Yeah,
throw it at
she's,
something that won't get mad.
she, go give me a persuasion check because she looked like she was just about to throw it at one of the can one of the. You know what? She was probably about to throw it at Xaxx. Why not?
Okay, give me a second. All right, persuasion. Um,
Mm,
no,
so they're like, wait, but it's more fun to throw at people, right? That's
it was more fun to throw at my brothers. If my brothers were here, I'd have you scoop up every bit of mud we could find and throw it at them. But I don't want to throw it at my friends because I don't want them to get mad. I mean, sometimes you get mad, don't you, when people are mean to you?
whoops. Sorry, you took so long to say that. I didn't hear you. She throws it at Xaxx. Wow. So, funnily enough, I didn't actually hit because you're armored like a tank. But that does probably just it probably hits your armor then and just falls off. But yeah, you just had a mud ball thrown at you.
What's this? Um,
Zax, I'm sorry. It just
is it
I
is it?
apologize.
I'm gonna taste it. Is it? What is it? Is it mud?
It's
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 mud.
mud.
Oh,
It's very much, very much.
oh, this doesn't taste quite as good as the cookies I had earlier.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
you,
so sorry.
is there any
Uh,
mud nearby?
at
There
the edge of
was,
the lake.
yeah, the
I'm
edge
gonna
of the
grab.
lake.
I'm gonna grab some mud and try to throw it back at April.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can target them and or actually just roll a d20. But you're gonna have to roll at disadvantage because the way this thing doesn't seem to sit still. They pace back and forth, spin in circles. They have never been stationary this entire time. Throughout the whole conversation, they're just constantly on the move. So you can roll two d20s, take the lowest, and add your dex, I guess. Oh, nines. And
Nines, and my dex is a +2, so 11.
11? Okay. You think that you're making contact, but it seems like it was just an after image of this strange creature of April, and it's just flying through the air past them and splats on the ground. And they look around, sort of speed over to it themselves, look at it, and then look back at you and sort of smile. And they're like, almost, but you missed.
Yeah, it seems I'm not very good at that. Um, well, I guess you win this round, little frog person.
April, maybe we shouldn't throw mud
Oh,
anymore. Not at Zax. Zax is a nice guy.
I'm gonna use my
I
wand
like
to
him.
prestidigitation myself clean.
I'm not a frog. You comparing me to a bullywug?
Did I'm sorry, I thought I said April.
Oh
Did
yeah, Zach said the frog thing.
oh
Yeah. She's like,
Oh, sorry.
I'm
Are you not a frog?
no, 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 no.
What are you then?
Lonely.
A lawnling.
Lonely.
You look like a frog, and I don't know what a longling is.
Is this something that is common where you are from, little blondling?
Yeah, there's loads of us. But
I-
I'm I'm a special one. Although that's what I'm told.
And
Ah,
what makes you
what is
special?
special?
oh, uh well, because I've been worked on for a longer time. Um I'm more attached.
At,
attached to what?
or who?
She looks over again towards the lake, sort of almost distracted for a moment, and says, Not sure I should say much more. The others will be mad at me. Yeah,
Oh,
they will be
we
mad.
don't want anybody mad at you. It's okay.
No.
So, um, are you here by yourself or are the other longlings here with you?
No, just me. I get to be
Ah,
in on the special task.
well,
Yeah.
somebody must love you very much if they tell you all the time you're special.
She grins and her eyes kind of like, go small as if she's squinting with a smile.
Well, what's your favorite thing to do?
I like to make fun for people. And she looks over to Tarquin, who's probably. Are you still flying around in the air, Tarquin?
Yeah.
They say, Tarquin still needs to thank me for making fun for them. I helped her. I helped him.
What did you do to help?
Um, I made him think better of himself.
That is something you can do. That is a wonderful gift. How kind.
She grins again. Yeah, it's my job. I love it.
Your job is to make people feel better about themselves?
Well, not specifically, but that's what I get to do in the process.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do this?
Oh, I take away like sad memories, or I get to play hide and seek, or sometimes I take people on little adventures.
And you took Tarquin on a little adventure, or did you play hide and seek, or did you take a sad memory? How did you
Well,
help Tarquin?
regrettably, I had to take some of their memories. Otherwise, we'd have been great friends by now. But
Do you, how
they
did
have
you
a little, the, sort of. I took something of theirs, but they don't remember.
um where did you take the memories to?
And she said, "Oh, that's a secret. I can't tell you because otherwise
Oh.
you would find it really easily, and then there'd be no fun." But don't
Oh,
worry, he's better like this. Wouldn't you
we,
agree? Look at
we
him.
could play a different game. Um, if he had his memories back, you said y'all would be good friends by now. So wouldn't you want to be good friends? It's not better that y'all aren't good friends.
It's not
And
nice
they
to take people's memories.
Mm. Wait, what? No, it is nice. If they can't remember sad memories, then that's good, right?
But
But
perhaps you
if
you
you
could ask them so that they are not confused. No, perhaps you would be confused if you suddenly did not remember your family or your friends, or even sad memories sometimes is useful.
Well, Tarquin looks like he's having more fun like this than he did before. And she kind of gestures to the now flying, glittering golden bunny.
Well, yes, right now, but sometimes when you do not remember things, you are sad because you do not know why you are sad. Can you imagine
That,
this?
that makes no sense. But you could attempt to try and get the record straight in their head with a persuasion check if you wanted.
Yeah, okay.
And
I'll try
I'll say you've
persuade.
got advantage because the other two have also been assisting in this conversation.
Okay. Oh, I forget which one persuasion is.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's not that one.
good job it's not on
20
that
is
one.
better.
It looks like with all three of you kind of working together, saying what's right and what's wrong. It seems like they started to get an idea of like, well, I hadn't thought of it like that, but um, there's so many I can't just give them all back. Plus, my job, I thought I was doing something good.
I'm sure you meant well, and this is important. Um, but sometimes you would like to to ask permission before you take things, even if you mean well. And
I thought I made Tarquin's life better. They're having so much fun now. Now that they got little cute bunny ears and white fur.
They didn't have
it,
bunny ears and white fur before?
Oh, I said too much. Anyways, they do a little
No,
lap
it's
around.
okay. I'm fascinated. What did they have before? What kind of ears did they have? Because I just have plain ordinary ears. Mine are kind of boring. So what
That's
kind of
right.
ears?
See, that's why I thought he was looking. I thought they were bored, so I made them fun. And
Well,
now they
what kind
look at
what
them.
kind
They're all loving it.
they are, but what kind of ears did they have before?
Ooh, I'm not sure I should say. Well, boring ones. Let's just put it that way.
Like my boring ears?
Similar, yeah,
Are
yeah,
more boring even than my ears.
pretty boring.
Pretty boring.
boring,
Yeah.
boring of her.
Well,
Oh,
and you said that they have fur now? Did
mm-hmm.
they have boring hair like my hair?
Shorter.
Shorter. Oh. So they had short boring hair and boring ears. Well, I might have liked that, cuz I'm human and I think human boys are kind of cute. And so I might have thought he was a cute boy if he was a human boy. That would have been fun for me.
Okay. Well, that's also sort of strange. Weird concept.
Well,
Kind of yucky to think
it
about,
is.
actually.
I guess it can be a weird concept.
She looks around for a moment and she says, "Oh, are we gonna do the plan now?
What plan were we going to do?
Ones you came up with. Well, you, Kelstein, you know."
I have completely forgotten.
That's okay. I'll help. And she suddenly prints off in a blur.
wait, what? You and who? How?
I don't know.
I don't remember this at all.
Rodolfo, I have no clue.
I do not understand what this child is doing. I think
don't either.
I do not
I,
think they means well. I mean, I think they do not know that they are hurting people, but yes, have they been told to take people's memories by perhaps one of the witches?
I don't know. That's why I was trying so hard to be cheerful and be a friend.
Yes,
Because I was
yes.
hoping
You are excellent with children. Very good.
if I was happy around her, she wouldn't be suspicious and clam up, but she still clammed up and wouldn't answer questions. I really don't know what to do about this.
Perhaps we can just follow them and see where they go.
Well,
They're
I mean,
very quick though.
the problem is I don't want to miss the meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light
No.
because Xaxx was able to get us a meeting with him, and I'm wondering if the easiest way back to the Feywild is just to ask them if we can ride with them. If they go back to Prismere at the end of the day, maybe they'll take us with them, and we know we can get back possibly through that bubbling spring I found, but
Yes.
we don't know that we can get to there through that bubbling spring. We know that they're disappearing, around the Hall of Mirrors, but it may just be easier if Mr. Witch and Mr. Light can take us with them to Prismere.
They take us there. We know how to get back,
Right.
and we know that this frog is responsible for Xaxx, so we can follow up
No,
later.
he's responsible for Tarquin. He
Oh,
said he
pardon.
took
Yes, Tarquin.
Tarquin's
Sorry.
memories and made Tarquin have long ears and fur. I didn't
mean,
realize Tarquin wasn't a hairy one.
No, me either. But I mean, I suppose in the spirit of asking permission, like we should ask Tarquin first if he wants to go back to whatever he was before, sad and human. It sounds much less interesting to me, but
I
at least he
I
should make the
agree.
choice. Yes.
I agree, but I'm afraid to leave here because if we miss, I don't want to miss that meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, like I said.
Yes, of course. You are right. Thank you for bringing me back to sensibility.
No, in other circumstances, I'd follow um, our little friend to see what she was up to
Indeed.
before something else happens to our group.
There are too many mysteries around, too many questions. I do not like this at all. I want things to be simple. Now there is another weird mystery child. Memories missing. Who knows how many memories missing? Ugh,
And where are
I
they taking them, and what are they doing with them?
they are fairies, if they are from the Feywild, who they steal dreams. They steal the dreams of children. They steal the children themselves. They are very strange people.
Hmm.
Who knows what they can do? The power of memories, perhaps. Perhaps they use this somehow to. I don't know. Do they eat them? Do they use the dreams to build other things? Things
You
don't
know,
work there the way that they work here. And stealing memories is like money for them. You know?
I did
Greed.
not. I honestly didn't. Rodolfo, I'm not gonna lie to you, Rodolfo. I came here kind of for a childish reason myself. I was here many years ago, and we chased the cutest little critter into the carnival, which meant we entered without tickets. And during that whole amazing day, I lost my best friend. She
Oh
was a
no,
doll.
they have stolen a child. I told you they
No,
steal the child.
she was a doll, but she was my
Oh,
very, very, very best friend. And I came to get her back, but with people losing memories and real people being stolen, I think we have a lot of mysteries to chase down. I still want Samantha back because she's mine and she should be with me. But you're right, there's so many other people to help.
I wonder if this is the same sort of thing where a memory or a dream or a doll that has many emotional ties, emotional memories with the doll. So they steal this thing and they get power from it. You see?
Interesting.
It
I
is the
hadn't
same
thought about that.
type of thievery, most insidious.
Hmm.
Yes, the objects that we love have power over us, and this
Is
power can be used by other
if you
people.
if you don't mind saying, is this why you're here as well?
Oh no! I'm simply here as a favor to a friend.
Okay.
There is an archfey in the Prismere that has gone missing, and I have been instructed to rescue them. Um, it's
Oh,
a it's a sort of a transactional errand. They do errands for me, I do errands for them. You see? So
but
I have
still,
little
somebody's missing?
in
Huh.
Prismere. Yes, this is why I would like to go.
All right, we
There is
definitely need to ask Mr. Witch and Mr. Light if they will take us over, or if they
yes,
know of a way for us to get over on our own.
I I agree. I think them taking us is an excellent idea. That is where we all need to go there. That is where all of this mystery is sourced.
All right. Well,
And as
do you think we need to go back to Silverstone Lake or the staff area?
Well, and you're mentioning the pair of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. You look over to them that are kind of leading the parade, so to speak. And the parade is kind of moved already. So you've been kind of walking and talking as this goes on. And it's moved around from Silversong Lake. It's done a lap around and it's come to the Calliope. So it's kind of in the middle of the figure of 8. And it's at this point you hear shouting. And Mr. Witch is like, thief! Thief! It's got my watch! Ah, this isn't good. And you can see already by where Mr. Witch is shouting, there's that green blur again, except now it's accompanied by a faint golden light that is. It's also making this kind of soft ticking noise, and it's this thief has already ran off. You can see the light trailing behind them.
Is it the same green blur as April is?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Rodolfo is going to take off in that to try and follow them, even if at least figure out where he's going.
Yeah,
Or
Tanwen.
they are going. I don't know if April is a girl. Where they are going.
Yeah, Tanwen's gonna follow as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely attempt to. Mr. Witch is shouting afterwards and running as well, alongside. He's like, I have no idea the importance of that watch. Controls the whole carnival.
How far
They
away
have
is
that.
the green blur?
I will tell you, it is exactly 120 feet away.
Okay.
And it is heading towards. Well, actually, heading towards you guys because you're sort of at the start of the parade as well, and it's going towards the Hall of Illusions. And Mr. Witch is shouting, that falls into the wrong hands. They could take the carnival wherever they liked.
All right, that inspires me to run faster.
I will try to move to intercept if they're coming towards us. I'll move to intercept.
You do, and this green blur is rushing towards you.
As soon as it's within 60 feet.
Yep.
Toll the Dead.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a wisdom save.
I'm sorry, you're doing what, Xaxx?
Casting a cantrip known as Toll the Dead. If you want to describe what that looks like. And
well, basically, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna take out a stone that I have, sort of on my person, and I'm gonna sort of aim it towards general direction, and a giant bell sort of forms just above their head with moons sort of engraved all around it. The moon cycle basically engraved around it. And yeah, you hear a large sort of gong go off because it's a loud noise.
Okay.
They fail and they take damage. There it is. So you hear the shrill kind of scream as this goes off in their head. They're like, don't like, miss. And you hear them spin around and like skid to a halt, and they sprint in the opposite direction. And they've gone in that round 240 feet.
In one
They
round?
are so far. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
That's how fast they are.
20-foot
And
move
they
speed.
seem to have stopped going in that direction, and they've gone now towards lost property.
I'm going to go back and post myself up around the Hall of Illusions.
Gotcha.
He's trying to get back to the coven with the watch. We need to make sure that watch stays here.
I'm gonna go.
I have no issues damaging this creature, by the way.
I'm gonna head towards lost property and see if I can talk to April again, and try and shout after them like, April, if you want to make friends, this is not the way to do it. I know you mean well, but I think you may be hurting people. And just kind of I don't know, helplessly, desperately, not knowing how to speak to children.
Well,
Small child, if you would like to make friends, I will be your friend.
I thought this was part of the plan, right? I heard you talking about it.
Oh, why don't you talk to me about the plan? I think I have forgotten it, so you can explain to me why you think this is good.
Gotta catch me
Uh,
first.
oh dear.
And they already sped off. Mr. Witch at this point is
Um,
like panting. Those thieves. They're not supposed to be stealing things off of me. Seems they found a way around the bargain.
They're
Tanwen
supposed,
would
but they are supposed to steal things from other people.
We won't get into it right now. The most important thing is we get back that watch. I'll explain afterward. And Mr. Whitlight is also racing afterwards. He's like, no! They're making a mess! And sure enough, you get to Lost Property, and seems they've been stalled. And you can see Delagron there as well, saying, kind of like shouting, like, no! You're ruining everything! This is only going to cause a fall in the mood. When that happens, that's not good.
Tanwen would like to go to one of the booths and buy
Yep.
some of the big lollipops
Oh,
so
good
that we
Okay.
idea.
can see if we can trade candy
Oh, okay.
for the pocket watch.
Sure, yeah.
So I would
You
like
can,
to
you get a
spend,
stamp.
yeah, I'd like to go to one of the booths that's right in front of me and
Yep.
get candy.
Yeah, your ticket is punched, and you can grab whatever candy you like. Big lollipop, if that's what
Yeah,
you prefer.
something that
Or
would look really appealing to a child.
okay. Let's see. I think I've put this in the chat before, but here you go. I'll paste the the treats again. Those are their choices. And Rodolfo, what's Tarquin doing as well? And Solomon by that token
Uh,
as well.
Tarquin probably has now seen this sort of thing and sort of flies over towards Lost Property to try to see what's going on, but whilst keeping an eye from the air.
Okay. And Solomon, you're with Tarquin, right?
Yeah, I'm stuck with him.
Cool.
If you can get within range of Farm Whip, I could try and snatch it from him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Try and get closer, Tarquin.
Uh-oh.
My voice. All right. We grab you guys, and I'll drag you to the map. Well, Xaxx is going to be guarding the Hall of Illusions, and you get there about the same time as these guys arrive at Lost Property. There is a large wagon. Derligron is frantically whipping um their tentacles around, trying to batter away these strange creatures. You see these inky splots all over the ground as well. And Delagron's mentioning about how the foul mood in the carnival is bringing these creatures out, and you can hear them shouting, "Now back, you foul creatures! You're 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 bound by the carnival agreement as well." Um, and you can hear April shouting, "The agreement? The agreement. We have tribute that changes things, right? Yes, yes."
April, April, it's Tanwen. Do you want to come have a lollipop with me? I got a lollipop for us, and I'm willing to share.
She looks down at this and says, "Oh, I um, mm,
Oh,
you
surely you
can
can have a lollipop. I mean,
roll me a,
everybody likes lollipops.
yeah, you can roll
Look,
me another persuasion check." Sure,
sure.
this might work.
Spells,
I'll
persuasion.
I'll
Come
let
on.
the dice decide. Oh, not bad either. She was she's like, "Oh, but I was gonna go on the rides with."
Oh, we can go on the rides, but can we have a snack first? Look, I mean, because you know, I got this lollipop and it's a really nice lollipop and I don't want to eat it all by myself. I want to have a friend to share it with. I mean, it's no fun eating candy if you don't have somebody to share it with.
She does hop down and starts to approach you. The mess that has been caused over the wagon with all the lost things. You see, there is these, like I said, inky creatures, and I'll give you a full handout here. They're known as boggles, and they've created a mess everywhere, and all of these little trinkets have just been thrown. The barrels have been emptied, and there's just these inky splots all over the ground and over the wagon, and the Lawnling has kind of got right up next to you, Tanwin, and Durlagron's like, "That's um." She's saying like, "This is bad. Those trinkets they belong to children. Well, they did at one point. But if they're not put back in there, then they might cause even more trouble for us. They will draw in will-o'-wisps, tricksy creatures who will lure children away with their by stealing these trinkets."
That is not good. That is not good at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you show me what kind of trinkets they have? I mean, do you have any trinkets like that on you?
The ones in the lost property, the barrels were full of them. These creatures have just thrown them out, causing mischief everywhere. And you can see even more like inky, splats are being sort of sent flying from the wagon. It's like these creatures are made of like ink and loneliness. But I'm gonna actually ask you guys to roll initiative just so we have like an order of things, and let the dice take it from there. I'm gonna roll for
I'm
the boggle.
sorry, where is initiative at?
Oh,
Wait.
it's the second tab from the
Oh,
chat.
I didn't do my initiative properly.
Ah, the
Oh, there it
thief got
is.
a nat 20.
Yeah. Okay, so we do begin with the Lawnling, April. She has, however, been convinced that the that Tanwin is a friend and that they're helping them, and that you've got this lollipop that they seem interested in. You definitely bought like a lollipop, right? Or was it
Yeah,
specifically
the
for
tree
you?
sap lollipop because I didn't know if she
Okay.
liked super sweet stuff
She gets right
or
up next to it and then goes, "Oh no, it's a lollipop. It reminds me of Soapig."
oh, I'm sorry, you don't like lollipops?
No, not lollipops. I don't like Soapig.
Oh, why
She
don't you
still
like
thinks to
soap?
be mean.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
that would make me sad if I had a friend that did things that was mean. I I I would that would make me sad, but maybe we can replace the sad memories with new memories. We
Hmm?
so so you and I can have the lollipop, and when you see lollipops, you'll think of me and not so big.
Oh, okay. And she reaches up to grab it, and
I
she said, "Your
hold
initiative."
it down
Okay.
and so that she can have a taste of the lollipop I'm holding. Is it good? Do you like it?
And she grins and says, "Whoa, it's really, really sweet." And she's like,
Oh,
and I can
I
hear a tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And you
you
can look down and you can see that in her other hand, she's holding by the chain the stopwatch, which is kind of glowing a golden hue.
oh, well, I tell you what, you know what? I think lollipops should be held by two hands. Do you want to trade? I'll hold whatever you're holding, and you can hold the lollipop, and then you can give me licks of the lollipop. Do you want to hold the lollipop?
At that point, I'm gonna say that's probably her 6 seconds. Definitely more than 6 seconds. That's her turn, basically, and she's distracted by the lollipop at this point, and she's not really listening to what you're saying, or maybe she is, but it's so slow in her head that it hasn't like computed yet. Um, but there is an opportunity to potentially grab it, or if you do want to keep talking to her, then I'll say on your turn you can continue that. So we're going to
Yeah,
start
I'll
with the boggles.
continue on my turn then.
Okay. The boggles are causing mayhem, as I've mentioned. This entire wagon is covered in blots of black ink, looks like oil. And as these things are causing chaos, emptying and tipping over barrels, they suddenly focus their attention on you guys. And they hurl all these blots in front of you and at your feet. So I'm going to have Rodolfo, Tanwen, and Tarquin's in the air, isn't he?
Yep.
So he doesn't need to worry about it. I'm going to have Tanwen and Rodolfo make me dexterity saving throw. Okay, that's
I'm
no.
sorry, what kind of saving throw are you wanting us to make?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay. Save dexterity. Ah,
If you want, Brandee, you can also click back chat now, and you can just. You can also pop out the turn order if you right-click it, combat tracker. It'll pop it out, and you could move it or close it. Up to you where you want to put it. But anyway, the chat's probably a better thing to have up, so you can see everything
okay.
that's going on. So Rodolfo got 4, and Tanwen has got a 12. 12 is actually just a save, so you see this coming just in time. This big splash of oil comes in your direction, and you duck out of the way, and it just sort of smears across the ground, leaving this like equal on the ground. Rodolfo, though, your feet are covered in it, and you feel you're completely stuck, like it's a tar.
It's okay, so I can't move at all?
You're restrained.
Yeah, alright, okay. Oh, this is just brilliant. I'm so happy I came to this place. Wonderful. Now my boots are
Meanwhile, the
stuck,
boggles.
my pants are right off. This is disgusting.
And the last boggle, because that's 1, 2. The last boggle is going to throw something up in the air at Tarquin. We'll see if they can hit. And you know what? I'll give them disadvantage because they haven't got particularly long range. So I'm just going to go with this. Yeah, you see this.
Misses.
I'd say you see like a large, what are they called? It's like a wooden cup with a ball and a string attached to it.
Yeah.
But it's thrown in your direction and it flies straight past your head.
Can Tarquin attempt to catch it? That looks like one of the trinkets.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah.
You got a. Give me a quick dex check. We'll see if you can snatch it out of the air.
No. He's still getting used to the wings.
Yeah, it kind of falls wayside. It didn't even reach you. Is probably what the problem is. You'd have to kind of dive after it. But it's now Tanwen's go.
I'm going to continue trying to persuade April to trade the lollipop for the pocket watch.
Okay.
So
Good call. Yep.
I'm going to tell her, I know Rodolfo's stuck and I need to go help Rodolfo, but I'm trying to get that pocket watch away from her to give it back to Mr. Witch. Okay.
So the trade is a good idea. I'm going to let you roll another persuasion check. And I'll say, because you've got the lollipop, I'm going to give you advantage as well. You kind of made a little friendly rapport with this creature.
So you want me to roll twice, right?
Yes, please. Yeah, you can take the higher.
Oh,
That's a little bit better.
Better.
Yeah, not a terrible 3, but it's not. She's not so convinced yet, but she looks at it, and you can tell she's weighing it up in her mind. And
would you want to have a lick for a second, and then I'll have a lick, and then if you want to hold it, that's fine. You know, you can. I'll just hold whatever you're holding, and you can hold the lollipop. So, whichever you prefer, it's okay. Because I don't mind holding the lollipop. Because if you run away, then I still get to keep the lollipop.
right, run away. Should I run away?
You did just a few minutes ago. You shouted something about a plan, and then you ran away, and we had to chase after and follow you, and I almost lost my new friend.
Yeah, the plan was to steal the watch, right? oh, they're after me. And you can see Mr. Witch and Miss Light probably caught up at this point, and they're like,
I'll tell you what,
ugh,
if they
ugh.
think you got it, give it to me because they won't know that I have it instead. And then you can tell them you don't have it. You've got a lollipop.
Okay, she looks over towards Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, and then looks down at the watch. And she goes, well, I got a really good idea. This is the best way to hide stuff. This is how I hid Tarquin's key. And she opens up her mouth, which widens to an
Oh, no.
extreme amount. And you can see this like frog-like mouth open up and a gullet. And she drops the watch into her mouth and goes, gulp.
I would like to try to snatch it before it falls. Even
Okay.
even if
All right.
I can't grab it. What would I
Okay,
roll?
this is what I'll ask you to do. Roll me give me an athletics check, because
Okay.
you're going to basically contest with her acrobatics. It's like a grapple. You're just snatching
Come on.
the thing. Okay, so she's going to roll acrobatics. Oh, not much better, but she's so fast. It's blisteringly quick. Before you even have a chance to say no, 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 she's already like, look, what? And gulp.
Are you okay? You shouldn't swallow stuff like that. You should only put lollipops and things you can eat in your mouth. Oh my gosh, that's going to give you an upset stomach.
Oh, I'm fine. And she burps a little bit.
Can you get that back up again right now? Because that's gonna make you sick. And I don't want my friend to be sick. I tried to get it and you still swallowed it. Now I'm really scared.
I think we're gonna say that's the end of your go, but she's still standing there. She's not run at the very least. She's just hiding it as part of your idea. Tarquin,
At least we know where it is.
Yeah, Tarquin's gonna fly down, place Solomon on Tanwen's shoulder, and then continue his flight towards the Boggles.
Okay.
But rather than going for some sort of like attack or something, he's gonna instead fly up a bit and start basically playing on the electrum whistle, just a tune, like try to get their attention, like a little happy tune, because they seem to be negative emotions, so he's going to try and combat that with positivity.
Okay, sure. So you whistle a little tune, give me a performance.
And because it's charisma, I get +5, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Needed it, so that's a 13.
13, oh man.
But only
some
the
of them
Fae
definitely
can hear
distract.
it.
Their attention is on you, but none of them even crack a smile. There's this sort of somberness about them. They actually look at the toys as if maybe they even owned them in a past life. Some of them have kind of got like tears of oil running down their cheeks as they pick up like a little teddy bear, and the teddy bear's getting covered in this sticky tar as well. It's just making a mess of everything.
Yeah. Tarquin.
They've looked in your direction.
Hey there, little ones. Come and enjoy my special one-off performance, specially for you.
They gather around.
Yeah, and he's just
I'll
gonna...
play on their turn. They pretty much all just move up to you.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just performing.
One of them right beneath you. As they're getting closer, there's this sort of clapping one of them's doing very slowly, and as it claps, you see oil sort of splash up in the direction of you. You can give me a quick dex check as well, Tarquin.
Dex check or dex save?
No, saving. Sorry, it's a saving throw.
Okay, just a sec. Can I have something for this?
Yeah.
I'll use my lucky footwork to add a d4 to that.
Oh, wow, yeah. Great.
Making it 12.
That turns a fail into a pass. So you managed to avoid each splash that's going in your general direction.
And he's just like, he responds with, keep it coming, dodging these is part of the show.
Solomon, you're up.
So, all this is happening. She's just swallowed the pocket watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive. If I'm pocket sized, I'm going to dive
You are.
off Tanwen's shoulder and try and time to jump into the mouth
Oh.
of April. And as I'm doing so, I'm going to try and fawn whip the pocket watch to pull
Wow.
myself towards it.
Sounds like quite the stunt. You take inspiration from the high dive that Palasha did in the big top. You take this swan dive down, and the gullet before you is closing, and you can see the pocket watch has been swallowed, but the chain is still at the back of the throat, slipping down the back of the tongue. Give me a thorn whip attack, and I'll say you just got to get as high as the Lawnling's AC, which is that is a success. You
Yes.
grab right down in there, and your Thorn Whip is the same sort of size as you. It's like a little
So
mini
I
whip.
pull myself towards it until I'm touching it, and I bonus action face step out of there towards Mr. Light and Mr.
Oh, wow!
Witch.
What a play! Well done.
Wow.
Yep, just before you are completely swallowed, and the light is closing around you as the mouth shuts. You suddenly whoop, out of there and leaving a strange taste, that minty, cold taste in the Lawnling's mouth. Who are just like, hmm? What the what? And they start like feeling around in their tummy, and they go, where'd he go? They're confused. They have
Also,
no idea.
um, which one is it?
Right.
You see, within 5
Right.
feet of you before you teleport. You must make a wisdom save. So April has to make a wisdom save.
Okay. Otherwise, afraid of you, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
They're fine.
well, they don't seem to be disturbed by this.
And I just, well, hold up the chain of the pocket watch to Mr. Witch.
Well done. That was. Mr. Light is also applauding you and saying, "Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. We should get our little pixies to do stunts like that."
Just see like saliva coming off. He's like, gross, gross, gross.
Mr. Witch thanks you. Says, "You may have just saved the entire carnival with that one daring act. Well done." Ugh, ugh. He starts to like wipe it away with it on his jacket. Thank you. And looks back over to the Lawnling. Now, as for the thief, we're destroying the carnival at this point. And Mr. Light, look at this mess! Insolent little troublemaker. They have no respect for joy or delight. There's boggles everywhere. People love our Witchlight vain toys, and they're just throwing them in the dirt to be crushed and forgotten. That's a child's joy you're crushing, Sir Boggle. A child's joy. And they just continue like looking around, spitting little bits of oil everywhere. And that was a good turn. Well done, Solomon. Durlagron is gonna snatch them up with her tentacles as they're distracted by this. And I'm not gonna be doing like lethal damage, I'll say, but she is attempting to grab a hold of them. Sure. Oh, I think I'm. They're suddenly snatched with a long tentacle, but they slip right around and off of them. They're so like they were tarry and sticky, but now they're suddenly slippery, and it seems like they're able to change that on a dime. And the other tentacle comes around for another one. This one connects, and she raises it up off the ground, and its little feet are like wriggling in the air. And yeah, it's even darker. The oil is so dark you can see it against the black fur of the panther. And she just sighs and shakes her head. What am I going to do with these, Mr. Light? Can't just wash them off in the lake. They'll probably pollute the thing. They say. They seem to have been attracted by the chaos and the loneliness of the lost toys. What to do? He's a little bit stumped himself, but it's Rodolfo's go if you have any ideas.
Uh, I'm
Mm.
not gonna worry too much about that. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna attack the boggles. I want to cast Chill Touch
Yeah,
at
which
the
one?
let's say this one here. Let me target it.
Yep.
This one here. That's nearest. So
That's a hit.
4
And
necrotic
necrotic
damage.
damage. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, you see the oil kind of slop away and pool on the floor.
Yep.
And it looks around. It looks kind of visibly smaller as a result of this. And you can
And
hear sobbing as well.
that's kind of all I can do. I am stuck. I can't move. I have no bonus. But I will. I will shout to Tanwen. You're doing a good job. Just keep talking to April. Make friends with April. Yes.
Yes, I will.
All right. That's me.
Can give me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Sorry, no,
This is
it
gonna
isn't.
go
It's an
well.
action. Sorry, never mind.
Oh, to
Action to
try
try
and
and get
break.
out of it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and get out of it now.
no problem. All right then. So the top of the round, the thief. Normally, thieves looking around, bewildered and confused. They don't know that a little tiny creature just teleported out of their gullet. I'm going to just roll them a quick perception check, see if they do notice what's going on here. No, they're bewildered. They're like, I swear I had it. I don't feel it anymore, and I can't hear the tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Well, it's okay, April. You know what? You look a little sad. Here, you can hold the lollipop since your hands aren't full anymore.
She grabs it. Okay, and she puts it, jams it like down deeply into her mouth. Nom, nom, nom. Starts gumming it. There's no teeth in her mouth. She literally does look like a frog.
I'm so glad I could make my new friend happy. Do you like tree sap lollipops?
Nom, nom.
They're my favorite. Especially the maple ones. Oh, those are so good.
Yep. She says, "Oh, Pavlona, oh, so, I mean, a friend of mine also has treats.
Who
She
has
makes,
treats? Can I?
yeah,
Do they share?
um, only if we've been really good, and if I bring back something like, like a good trinket from
Oh. Well, is this
the
somebody
people
I
here.
can meet?
Yeah, one day. Yeah, you should come visit.
Okay. Where would I find your friend?
Um, oh, um, I'm gonna. She pauses long enough that that's the end of her turn. She's giving up way too much. She realizes. Okay, these boggles. Oops, not dead. So these boggles continue to sort of harass, and I think Rodolfo. Now that you kind of actually attacked one, they definitely run over towards you,
Oh,
seeing you
fantastic.
as a potential target. Now that you're stuck in the oil, and it runs up to you and basically just headbutts you in the knee. Oh,
Okay.
you're restrained, so I guess this is an advantage.
Do I get a reaction against that?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
What have you got?
I've got a hand axe. I'm gonna use my hand axe to
Oh, I meant
to.
like
Oh
a reaction as in like a hellish rebuke or something. But
no, I don't have a
uh,
hellish rebuke.
okay.
I was just gonna if they're coming at me, I was just gonna swipe at them. But
If you had something like Polar Monster, you could definitely do that. On your turn, I think
yeah.
you chill
Okay.
touch one of them. So this boggle just headbutts into you, and it really hurt. Like
Yeah.
he's got a hard skull, and you take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Great. Okay.
The Derligron at this point is like, right, that's enough, and he squeezes this boggle and throws it into the empty barrel that they themselves emptied and threw all the toys out of, and she stuffs it in there and closes the lid, and What about the other buggles? They're up as well. Yeah, Rodolfo is also coming over towards you. They're like, "Bah! Blah! Blah!" And they try to basically slap the bottom of you. Oh, they miss. They're just sort of distracting you at this point. But they leave stains of oil all over your clothes. And it is not.
And every time they do, he makes an anguish sound as if it's an injury. Like, oh, that is hand embroidered. What's wrong with you?
This last one is also going to make a little attempt to try and bring you down, Tarquin. Throw something up at you again. Just going to be a random toy from the trinket list. I don't think 11's just
no.
you. Another random toy. Just
The
fly
15
past your
didn't
head.
either. I have very high AC.
Oh yeah, especially since you're a level 1 as well. That's like incredibly high for a level 1 character.
Yeah.
Okay, it's back to you, Tanwen.
Okay, I would like to play whack-a-boggle with my quarterstaff. So I'm gonna shout, "That's enough! Do not hurt my friends. Especially don't hurt Rodolfo. That was mean." And I'd like to take my quarterstaff and see if I can whack him away from Rodolfo.
Yeah, go for it. In fact, if you want, we'll try and teach you how to target things again here. If you double right click, or if you hold down Alt and then left click, you should be able to target one of these boggles, like this one, for
Okay, so
example.
Alt and that one?
There you go. That's correct. And you should see those little arrows around that. That denotes
Right.
you've targeted it. Now you can roll the quarterstaff or whatever weapon you have in your inventory with the little dice icon. There you go. And you should see a little animation. You should even see the little HP kind of get deducted. And there you go. He's got hit, and it's already automated the damage for me. So fantastic. Yeah, you described to me as you whack him all this boggle. It just tries to. It's on Rodolfo's leg at this point.
So, but I hit it with my quarterstaff, right?
Yeah, right on the temple. And it's sort of dizzied by it at this point. But they're quite hardy little creatures, it seems. And after you pull your staff away, you can see a little slimy oil slick kind of leaking down the top of the staff.
Okay.
All right, back to Tarquin. You're up.
Alright. Tarquin sort of looks at the two remaining ones. Was it this one who threw something at me this time?
Lost, yeah.
Right, then.
Was this one as well?
Yep, as part of the show, let's go with throwing a dagger at them.
Ooh. Oh god, yeah. It like sinks into them, and they look down. They pull it out, and you see this like pop of oil, like a bubble just burst.
And then, and then for my bonus action, offhand dagger throw at them at the hand that's holding my original dagger.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they don't seem to be like feeling pain. They're still like showing this complete this expression of like I don't know, sadness and loneliness about them. This doesn't seem as painful as the pain they're feeling inside.
Tarquin will then fly up a little bit and just sort of float upside down, sort of just looking at them and just be like,
Oh, indeed. I'm gonna chuck that one in the bin, like I said, with the other one. And the other boggle, this one, he does look, however, like he's suffered enough of an injury that he climbs up the top of the wagon, looks around one last time at you, Tarquin, with sad, miserable expression before he disappears into one of the puddles on the caravan and just literally sinks into it and disappears entirely.
that's a good trick. Well done.
Hey Solomon, you're up. Solomon?
Sorry, was I muted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna come over to Mr. Light, climb up his leg to get like a decent vantage point, and chuck out a frostbite. What is going on with the dice?
That's Delegron as well. At the same time as you're launching a frostbite, she snatches up another boggle with her tentacle and dumps it in one of the barrels, getting rid of another one for you.
Don't hurt my friends.
Okay. Ooh. Gonna roll a save. Does pass, however. They look around and you see the oil doesn't quite resistant to the frost. I don't know what temperature oil freezes, but it's definitely not cold enough.
It's a shame. That's all gone.
Okay. Yeah, oil is naturally resistant. They use it in engines and stuff. Well, this Delegron's making good use of the tentacles, and she's already snatched away 2 of them for you. That just leaves, by the looks, 2 left. And Rodolfo, you're up. Still stuck in this damn puddle.
Yep. There's still just one boggle left, right?
There's 2, one below Tarquin and one above you.
Okay. Oh right. What's the one that's closest to me? I'm gonna swing at with the axe.
Okay.
Target. Oh, that didn't do anything. Sorry.
Still restrained, I believe. So yeah, should actually have
so
disadvantage.
It's disadvantage.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, no. That's not gonna do it, I'm afraid. Yeah,
Yep.
It catches it between its hands, and you just hear this sickening plumping sound as throws the axe away from it. And it's running down onto your fingers, this oil, making it even harder to move as it's hardening like tar.
Ugh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, that's my turn. Exciting.
April looks around, and I'm gonna make another perception. Okay. At this point, Mr. Witch is cleaned off the oil off of it and is opened up to make sure it still works. Of the watch, and you see this golden glow suddenly beam from him, and you can tell April spots that out of the corner of her eye. She goes, "Oh wait, how did the watch get over there? Oh man, guess this game's up. Well, thanks for the lollipop, Tanwen. I gotta go now. Otherwise I'm gonna get into trouble. So see ya." And she is off, speeding away before anyone has a chance to deliver some repercussion. And this green blurred quite literally sprints off the map into the crowd, and she's gone. And it would be back to these boggles. Okay. One of them's got a hold of Rodolfo's axe and is still trying to pummel you. Although that frostbolt had a hit, you might have had second thoughts about staying. It should be an advantage.
But the axe is slippery for them too, right? So
Well,
disadvantage.
It can be sticky or slippery.
Ah,
in
damn.
any case, and yeah, you can feel that oil suddenly like turn to tar, and as you try to bring it up to defend yourself, this thing basically butts you with the back end of it, and yeah, you get a nasty bruise from this thing, or 4 bludgeoning damage. Near enough, nearly knocks you out from that, but the boggles wrestling back with you, and the last one sees Delegron is snatching up their poor friends, and is actually going to launch its oil slick at Delegron. He needs to make a dex saving throw. That's a fail. And you see this tar, instead of it being like sticky, is the slippery variant, and she just starts sliding all over the place, falls over in a big puddle, and the boggle just starts trying like maneuver away from her. Well, she has a chance to snatch her up as well. That's going to be its go. Making for the entrance, by the way. It's Tanwen's go. Tanwen?
Well, since I had so much fun playing Whack-a-Boggle last time, I guess I will try that again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he's targeted.
Yep.
And then I go with my quarterstaff. Yes.
There you go. Another clean hit. And at this point, the head seems to have like slightly caved in. It's seemingly made up of same oil, but maybe hardened. And now his head kind of looks misshapen.
Rex,
Turns
why
around,
is
looks
that
even
staff
sadder.
doing so little damage?
I'm wondering it's probably not added the. Oh, it's a D4.
Yeah, D4.
That's because
Is
your
it?
quarterstaff's normally a D6 or a D8, depending. So
If she's doing whacker, it's usually, I would assume you're using 2 hands, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be a
Okay.
D8 that.
You know, that might be a staff, not a quarter staff, because that's items you do.
yeah,
There
it
are
might be treating
yeah.
it as an improvised weapon.
All that.
You can get regular stuff.
I'll have a little closer look. It's no, it is a D4 staff. I think this is from your background as an outlander.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be a quarterstaff I have in my notes. 1d6 bludgeoning.
Yeah, okay.
Or 1d8 if you're versatile 2-handed.
Yeah, you can also give it a two-handed swing. Well, we'll come back to that in a bit for now. But it does look like it has done enough damage. There's this
Right.
boggle probably going to turn and run on its go now. But Tarquin, you're before that, so
Alright,
want to do anything else?
Tarquin will fly after this one that's leaving and be like, "You forgot your parting gift." And that roll. Okay, for some reason something I just did to try to set something up, but whatever. Okay, I'll just do that instead.
Oh, that works.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you're throwing a dagger into the back.
And then I will follow that up with an offhand throw as well.
Ooh, yeah.
So that
Well, the
just
first
misses.
dagger is definitely enough to severely injure it, and it's limping away as the dagger stuck through its leg. It's just leaking this smear of oil as it goes. And Solomon, your turn.
Way is it from me? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oops.
What's that?
Why don't I have a line ruler? This doesn't make sense. I don't have a regular ruler.
You just hold down control.
Control. I'm within range. I just said to Mr. Light, throw me on top of this thing.
Oh, on top of the ticket booth? Sure. He throws you up there.
As I go flying, I've got the advantage. I go for another frostbolt.
Okay.
Unless, how close am I now? I'll move a little bit closer. I'm going to try and form whip it
Sure.
and pull it forwards towards me.
Okay.
Click it.
Go.
Form whip.
Oh, that's a hit. Nice. Yeah, he's dragged, throttled back 10 feet, 20 feet?
10 feet.
10 feet, yeah. So he's just like getting strangled and pulled back like he's been completely lassoed. And I think they're in a pickle, that's for sure. Delagron is like slipping around on this now. I give her a quick dex check to see if she's having a hard time, but she does manage to get to her feet and get out of the oil slick. But these two boggles still remain, and it is Rodolfo's go. That's you, Sarah Jane?
Sorry, it was muted. Yeah, the same one that's got my axe. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
All right,
I've had enough of this chicanery. And hope for the best.
Real
Yay!
disadvantage. hate to
Oh no.
hate to remind you, but yeah,
No, okay,
especially
fine.
since you're in melee trying to launch this, which would be even without the oil. But seems though it's hard to miss him when he's right in your face.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
what does this look like? I don't think we've seen you cast this Eldritch Blast here, right?
I've done a charm person before.
Hmm.
I think it's a very I don't remember if I said what color it is, but it's just a very functional, very straightforward, like a slightly silver black burst of light, like a little laser of light. Psh.
Oh yeah, that
As monochrome and utilitarian and minimalist as you can get.
you leave
And
this
yeah.
hole through its body, and it's still dripping with oil. And it looks down at it, begins to cry, and then as that pool of oil slowly builds up around it, it dives down into the oil and literally disappears from view. And the other one that was getting thorn whipped is also going to do very much the same, and effectively escape by it's quite literally detaching its head from the from its from where its neck has been grappled, and just pulls away, and you leaves this kind of slimy residue all over the thorn
What
whip
are
as you pull
these
it.
horrible things?
No,
Tarquin,
and
are
it
you
just
okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I've just been throwing from a distance.
that is
Tanwen,
going
you
to
are
end.
okay? Yeah. Is that it?
I'm fine. How are we going to get you out of that, Rodolfo? Um, I can probably try to lift you up fireman style and throw you over my shoulder, but that's going to leave your boots behind.
Uh, hmm. Yes, I
And
don't know if there's much I can do. Can I just try and strength save myself out of it?
You can, yeah.
See if I just
It's a
pull myself out. Yeah.
strength check.
Oh,
So
strength check.
you could use someone's help. So Tamwin can assist in this as you're trying to help them pull out from the
so I do a
car.
strength check with her.
I'm going to say Rodolfo has advantage.
Advantage. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, advantage is alt. That's
I think it's shift, but alt works as well. There you go. Sweet, that is more than enough. With Tamwin's help, you are able to get yanked out of this tarry substance. It was glued to your feet.
Oh, thank
I
you, Tanwen. This is I'm
I'm so
and he
sorry about your boots and your beautiful embroidery. Maybe we can get this cleaned.
uh I think this may be beyond help, but he goes over to the grass and just starts rubbing the grass into the tar to try and make it less sticky. Like
Is there
Yeah, it's
anything we
a real
can
mess.
rubs
do to
grass
help?
and dirt and run over it just to get rid of the stickiness. I think I will have to suffer looking like a absolute disgrace. But there is nothing I can do about it until I return home. My tailor will be furious.
You could wear a burlap sack and not be an absolute disgrace to the carnival cards.
Oh, that is very kind of you. Uh, very, very kind of you to lie like this. But yes, I know it is. There's not much to be done. I just yes,
Looking at
first the hair, then the button, now the dirt. This is just getting worse and worse.
My parents told me not to lie about important things, and I know that your clothes are important to you, so I'm not lying.
Ah, another lie. You are very kind. Come,
I am
where does that child go? That horrible
I'm
child.
so sorry. While I was distracted playing whack-a-boggle, she disappeared.
Ugh,
She shouted something and then ran away. Did anybody else see her leave?
Mr. Light says, I think it went that way, and points in the direction, but it's long gone.
But Solomon got Mr. Witch's pocket watch back, right?
Yes, I have it right here. Well done,
Okay,
everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a
Solomon
close one.
is on top of the ticket booth and he is shaking.
You
It's like, I,
want help down?
I got swallowed. I've been thrown. I've been high up in the air, and now I'm like 100 feet from the ground. Help!
Maybe
see-
Tarquin can fly down and get you?
Yep, Tarquin will just fly
Good.
up after grabbing his daggers and just, yeah.
Mr. Witch was extending his cane for you, but instead you just flown down.
While they're doing that, Tanwen's going to go try to rub the oil off the top of her quarterstaff using the grass.
Yeah, some of it comes away, but it kind of leaves that stain.
Okay.
And Delagron looks
Does it-
around at the mess.
Does it look like it damaged her quarterstaff at all? I mean, does it look like it's
No.
acid that's eating it away or anything?
No, it's not acidic. It looks like a sticky oil.
Okay.
And Delagron looks around at you all. Well, that's one problem dealt with. I think we just need to fix these toys and make sure no will-o-wisps are drawn over here. But I'm thinking, Mr. Light, Mr. Witch, is it really necessary hoarding all of these? And Mr. Light looks over to them and says, "You know what, Delacron, you're right. I just get such a sad expression when I see all of these lonely, abandoned toys. They're doing no good to us."
but can you not return the toys? Do you know who they belong to? When they were stolen?
Well, that's sort of the problem, ain't it? They're lost items, so someone lost them.
Okay, perhaps this was a silly question. Hmm, is there magic that can tie a lost item to its owner? Or have you had anyone asking about their lost item? I understand Tanwen has been searching. Do you not have a...
Yes. I lost a beautiful doll with long dark brown hair and beautiful brown eyes, and she was wearing a pink dress and a green cloak. But Tarquin said that he hasn't seen her here and he didn't see her amongst the lost items when he looked.
Delagron turns and twitches their grey whiskers and says, "Wait, I remember looking for such an item once. A young girl had lost it and was crying their eyes out.
That was me.
It's really you. I remember you.
Yes.
You're all grown
Not
up.
so young anymore.
Welcome back to the carnival. I didn't know you was here."
Thank you so much. I appreciate the kindness.
I wish I could have helped more on that fateful day you lost your doll. And unfortunately, it hasn't turned up. I looked and checked. I made sure to catalog every item, but I'm afraid it truly is not here.
I'll find her. I may not be able to bring my grandmother back or get my stupid sister-in-law out of my grandmother's cottage, but I'll find Samantha.
He looks
But
over
That will
to,
be enough.
kind of gives a side eye to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light and says, "Some things go missing from the carnival and never come back."
Oh,
Can I insight check to see how much she knows about this agreement that they have, or what that look meant?
Yes, you can. Roll an insight.
I just like that was noticeable enough that I want to know what the relationship is between the two of them.
It does seem that Delagron is showing a sign of not spite, but there's definitely a disgruntled kind of expression. Like
Hmm.
basically, Delagron's sort of insinuating that this is their fault, and Delagron's kind of a stern look in their direction, and it seems like they're quite serious about it as well. Erdogan is upset about something, and they're blaming them. And you
Okay.
can tell Mr. Witch and Mr. Light look a little bit like sheepish, and they're trying to put on this brave face. And Mr. Light visibly steps away from the intimidating panther.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Um,
Um,
Whilst
and at this point,
you guys are doing
okay,
your thing, I'm gonna go grab Xaxx because he's got a magic wand that can help clean up some of this stuff. So
well,
Oh,
Xaxx,
good.
good shout, because Xaxx at this point see a green blur rushing towards you. You've been sat outside the Hall of Illusions for a hot minute now, but none of your friends have returned. You do see coming straight towards you, sprinting and leaving little stagnant puddles of mud behind every footstep. It is April, the Lawnling Thief. She's arrived back at the Hall of Illusions in front of you.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh dear. She's not in not in a good shape. That's got to be a
Oh,
pass, right?
that's a pass, yeah.
Okay. So this time she managed to resist the effect. She's like, no, 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 not this again. And she plugs her ears and goes, la, 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 runs past. Well, she's trying to run past. Are you going to attempt to stop her?
I'm gonna attempt to stop her, yeah.
Okay. Gee. Let's give this a contested check. So you can roll your athletics check, and she's going to try and like slip by using her acrobatics. Ooh, she rolled an
Yeah,
8.
no.
Well, okay. She's so fast. It's unbelievable. The effect is dizzying. She's almost does a lap around you, just just for show. And afterwards, as the blur, the after images sort of simmer down, you realize she is already gone, and the tent flap is still billowing from when she's already swiftly moved through.
Jeez, okay, and I'm gonna chase inside, follow.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, she can move like 240 feet. So she gets to the end, most likely turns before you, but you can start your pursuit. You know which way she's gone this time, so you won't be tricked by any reflections. And as she's come around to the mirror, she's already hurriedly spouting something from her mouth. And I'm going to allow you to roll a perception check, as you're the only one in here, and there's no other noises or crying going on this time. It's
Is it
just
a
you
language I know?
and well, yeah, I believe it is. Hold on. First of all, what languages do you have?
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic.
Okay. Well, thankfully, it is actually just in common this time around. So
Oh.
you're, yeah, it's nothing crazy like celestial. If anything, it might have been Sylvan, but seems like this phrase specifically has to be spoken in common. You can give me a perception check, and we'll see if you can pick up on what she's saying. That is fantastic. Yes, 23 will definitely overhear sounds of a panicked, hurried voice as she begins to recall the phrase and rhyme. Hither, thither, here and there, wander, yonder, show me where. And immediately you see the mirror begin to pulse a glow around the corner. As you round it, you see she's already frog leapt through it and into a muddy looking swamp on the other side of the mirror, whereas before it was a forest. This time it's a hot-marked, muddy ground with looks like decaying trees and such. She's already hopped through and looks back and goes, "Meh," just sort of puts her fingers in her ears and points out her tongue.
I'm gonna run up to it, see if I can throw just a regular torch into it, and see if
Oh
it'll
yeah,
go through the
okay,
mirror or not.
yeah, sure. So as you're running towards it, the portal begins swirling shut again, and you can throw this torch straight through. I won't require a roll for that. It goes through, and your torch lands like a stick in the mud.
Okay, I'm just checking to see if it'll go through or not.
It
Okay.
does, yeah, for sure.
All
And
right. I'm gonna.
that's when the portal fully finishes closing, and you're left in the dark interior of the Hall of Illusions.
I can still see though.
Yes, yeah, you've got the dark vision. Fantastic
Okay.
vision of it.
I'm gonna make a quick note of the rhyme that was
Yeah,
said. Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
the letter, yeah, that's it. You got it.
Or just make sure I remember that down, and then start walking back towards the entrance and head back towards where everybody else sort of seemed to have gone, trying to find where everybody else went.
Sure. Sure enough, you catch up to the others as they're also in the process of trying to look for you. But a fluttering golden winged bunny swoops down and Tarquin has found you.
I'm sorry, Tarquin. I don't know what happened with you guys, but I wasn't able to stop her.
Well, good news is we got the watch back. Bad
Okay, that's good.
news potentially is it's been given back to Mr. Witch, but now they should owe us one, I guess. And also we got that meeting arranged, so that's good. But we might need your magic wand to help clean up some mess left by some boggles.
I don't know what a boggle is. It's a board game where I come from.
They're like
Or
these
where
weird
I
little
was.
inky creatures that are like manifestations of sadness or something.
Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant. Well,
It's
I'll be able to help out whatever it was. And yeah, at least if we got the watch back, then we only really needed it to get to Prismere, so maybe we'll get to go anyway.
Yeah.
And as we're walking back,
Yeah.
while it's just me and Tarquin, before anybody else sort of catches up, I just want to, Tarquin,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make something a little bit clear, and I think maybe the others have misunderstood something here.
Okay.
Pig and April and Obscurity, they're taking things from people.
Yeah.
They took something from Tanwen. They took something from you. They took something from me. And I'm a pretty cheery guy most of the time, but I don't take kindly to that stuff.
Oh
And
no,
so
I even if they
I
hadn't have taken something from me, and I'm sure they have, I just don't know what. They stole a halfling's husband to be, and I'm not going to take that. So
I just want to make it sure that we are not friends with these creatures.
well,
We need
I
to stop them.
I think what the others are possibly going for, they're going for maybe these are like misunderstood children types, and whilst they are doing wrong actions, they might not know any better, and by making friends with them, perhaps we can learn more and put them onto the right path. Not everyone, not all those who wander are lost, but sometimes you can help them find their way.
And sometimes people make their own choices, and they have to suffer the
Oh,
consequences.
yeah, I completely agree, but and Pig at least
Especially
deserves at least one more headbutt.
the April was bragging about how she took something from you, some memories. Made you feel better because you couldn't remember.
Well, I suppose the funny thing in there is I don't know because I don't remember.
That's also the funny thing is Obscurity took memories from me as well, and I do remember that they were gone. I just don't remember what they are.
Interesting.
But when it comes to stuff like that, I'm particularly
Yeah.
touchy, you should say.
Also,
Just be
hi,
warned.
Tiny Solomon.
Oh, have you been here the whole time, Solomon?
I'm just in his pocket.
Oh, hi, Solomon.
See, Solomon looks like a bobblehead figure. His head's grown back to like normal size, but his body is still the same.
Tarquin's gonna take out his pocket and put him on his shoulder.
No,
Because it looks like it's starting to wear off.
I don't know what was taken from me. I just know that before I saw her, I remember being able to smile.
And which one was it that took it from you?
The little pig girl, I think.
So pig.
I mean,
That's so pig.
Keeps saying like got your nose.
They seemed
Yeah.
they seemed to suggest from when I talked to them that they'd stolen your face, but you've clearly got a face, so that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Well, we do.
Unless they literally stole your smile, and that's what they meant by stole your face. Perhaps they stole your happy face.
Maybe. I just want to feel good.
So, thinking about it, Xaxx, would you say when we see Nox instead of Solomon, would you say you've ever seen them sad?
I don't think so.
What's that?
I'm wondering if maybe so Solomon can only be sad and Nox can only be happy.
And maybe what Sopig took was the unifying connection as a single person rather than the separation.
They almost seem to, you've seen like those theatre masks where you've got like the happy smiling one and the frowning one. It's kind of like that.
What? I saw a girl when I was walking through the mirror in the big top.
Yeah, that was Nox.
What?
When you are not here and there's that time missing and then you come back and you're somewhere else and you don't remember, that's when Nox is around. And then it's the same thing. Right now, Nox is gone, and then Nox will come back and they won't remember sort of all this stuff that's been happening the last little bit.
Why do I have to be old and frail?
It's just the part of personality. You're the same person, but maybe just different parts of the personality, we think. We're actually not really sure about that part.
Rats. And he just
Either
you see like icicles just dripping from his eyes.
it's all right.
I
We'll get
pat
you
his
all
little
back
bubble
together.
head.
His little bobblehead. That at this point, his head's probably grown back more than his body, so he's sort of like tilted over to one side.
Yep.
Tarquin, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to memories being taken, have you always been a rabbit or bunny or whatever you would call yourself? Have you always been looked like this? Because I remember when we were kids that you looked like this.
Tarquin seems to pause and then goes, "Yes, always rabbit."
Okay, because the April seemed to suggest that that may not have been the case, that you were once, well,
maybe that's
something else.
Maybe that's the memories they took.
Maybe.
Either way, I don't remember.
Either way, I think you should know that that's what she said to us.
Interesting. Well, I suppose that makes us, in a way, amnesia brothers. So that's like a secondary group within the Carnival cards, I guess.
It does, and very much so means
amnesia
that
amigos. So we got like alliteration going on.
Just to add to that as well, you remember, Tanwen, that April said that whatever she took from Tarquin, she actually swallowed, just like the stopwatch and the pocket
Yes, I was going to say that.
watch. I'll say that these conversations been long enough that you've arrived and you've just stepped in a massive puddle of oil, Xaxx, as you look around. Places covered in this sticky tar.
Oh, this is all a mess. I can. Well,
You have no
Rodolfo,
idea how much of a mess this is.
Rodolfo, come here. Let me take care of you a little bit.
Oh, thanks. Thank goodness you are here. Can you...
Prestidigitation, clean you up, and then I'll just do a couple prestidigitation. I don't know how many if this is unlimited, but I'm just gonna keep doing it until to pick up all the oil.
There There was a number of uses on it, I'm afraid, as it is a wand. But we'll say that there are enough charges left that you managed to clean up all of these puddles. And here we go. Let's get rid of these. Every one of them suddenly just seems to sink away into the earth. And the carnival looks much nicer, brighter. And even the mood seems to rise again. And the calliope in the distance picks up the music again into a much more joyous tone. And Mr. Light, Mr. Witch are still standing there, and you see Delagron.
Before before you
Oh, go on.
finish the prestidigitation, I know this is just a walking stick, but I don't want to take any of the darkness with me. Could you try to get the stain out of my walking stick?
Sure. I'll use the last one. I guess it'd be the last charge to.
Well,
Oh, if this is your last charge, that's fine. I was afraid that I would be carrying darkness with me.
I'll say that you try to use the one that in that motion, and you find out the charges are in fact all gone.
Okay.
The one is empty, and your staff remains kind of stained and smeared.
Yeah,
Um,
I may have to replace my staff
uh,
because I don't want to risk this, but I don't want to just leave this darkness behind.
Tarquin will pull out his warped skin and try pouring that over the staff to see if he can wash the tar-like substance away.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to.
It,
No, seems like
if
it's
not,
actually some sort of magical substance.
does anybody have any idea of where I could leave this walking stick? I mean, that won't be a danger to everybody else. I mean, maybe we could burn it if
Uh,
we had to.
Do
Put
you
it in the
does
barrel.
it feel dangerous? Does it? How do you just because it is
No,
dirty?
it is. But if that, I don't know if that tar-like stuff was magical or not. If that stuff is magical, I mean, because it feels lighter when you were cleaned. I mean, I could hear the calliope again. It sounded like the carnival noises were back. So
Ugh.
if we got rid of that much oil just off of you, and it improved the mood here, I'm afraid of taking the staff anywhere, especially if it's going to cause any kind of bad energy to form around us. We've got
Ugh.
too much to do, too many people to save.
Is there, Tanwen, is there anything particularly special about this staff to you, or is it just a regular
It's just a
staff?
walking stick. I can leave it behind, but I don't want to leave something that might be dangerous to other people. So I just want to get rid of it or clean it up, whichever we do.
You
I
don't
mean,
think we
maybe
should
if
just leave it with the lost property and
I mean, that's
you
what I was
know?
thinking. We're at lost prop. Maybe there's another walking stick, another quarterstaff you could use from here, and then we could, like you said, burn it somewhere. There was a campfire over by Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's
right,
caravan. We could
I
sort of
I
put it there and burn it up.
yeah, I
Capital
don't
All
idea.
mind.
taken
I
care of.
just like I said, I just don't want to endanger
Yeah.
anybody else by leaving something behind that could hurt somebody.
Well, at
Yeah.
But
least we know that no one lives here. That is, no one will spend much time here. But perhaps we don't want the thing to infect the lost items.
yeah,
Uh, I don't
and
know. I'm a hitting a thing sort of guy. I don't do
I
magic.
will offer
if
I will offer to dispose of it. And Delagron reaches over with one of its tentacles.
Thank you, Delagrande. I really appreciate it. And would it be possible for me to look through the lost things to see if they have another walking stick or a quarterstaff for me?
Of course, that seems like a suitable reward for having cleaned everything up. Please allow
Okay.
anyone here uh, if anyone here wants to help Tanwen as well. There's lots of different things to pick from, but see if you can find something that suits you. And
Okay.
I'm going to
I'll,
say, out of game, real quick, I'm going to let you pick and just sort of describe to me an entirely new quarterstaff. You can design it and come up with it in your head, however you want. If it's a large candy cane or if it's like a large staff with a star on it, whatever you wish it to be. I think a carnival theme around it would be cool though. Whatever you want. Though.
Okay. Okay, give me just half a second and I will figure it out.
That's all right. You can always come up with it in between sessions as well.
And
Okay.
While
Um,
while they're figuring that out, I want to ask Durlagron um, if they are aware of any of the lost items that used to be here that would disappeared with the Buggles. Like, did they take anything when they were
look
swarming
around,
around?
and she said that she catalogued everything. And as
Hmm.
she's looking around, she says, "Well, everything seems to be here in order." Well, say that, but no, there is actually one thing missing. And you see a sort of a sad expression. She looks down at the floor.
What what is missing? I'm afraid to ask.
She reaches over, and near your feet, one of the trinkets that kind of rolled and hit your foot is a crystal ball. I'm gonna.
don't do this,
Okay.
Chris. That's mean.
Do you
You go.
remember who was playing with the crystal ball?
Yes, the little baby displacer beast,
It
whose
was
name I can't.
Star.
Star.
It was
Oh,
No.
I have it here. I
Oh
have it here.
no.
Yeah.
Hence why I said that would be mean. But Chris is being mean.
Well, I'm afraid she looks very sad in this moment, and you suddenly a brief image in your head is reminded of Star, the little baby displacer kitten that was playing around with this crystal ball, and you remember it getting rolled around everywhere, and she would chase after it into the crowds and down the hills. And Delagron picks it up with one tentacle and brings it to her.
Do you
Yes,
know?
this little mirrored ball.
Do you know who took them? Or
I,
where they went?
I, we've searched everywhere in the carnival. No idea. She couldn't have run off. She would have been picked up by one of the other witchlight hands, or she would have
So,
found her way back, right?
so it's
Hmm.
it's like Burley then?
It's
You've
exactly
heard,
like Burley.
you've heard, yes. Burley and Burley have been separated in a similar way.
Hmm.
This is
Well,
terrible. I'm so sorry.
I would think it's the same group, but they're only meant to take things if people don't like have their tickets or whatever, from what I understand. So, and Star never
Exactly.
needed a ticket.
Something has
They,
clearly changed. Bargain of theirs. She kind of gestures with one tentacle. Said bargain. Whatever good that did seems to have been changed. And now my own missing daughter is out there somewhere. My own little Star. Taken, likely snatched up by one of these horrid little thieves.
How much do you know about the arrangements that Mr. Witch and Mr. Light had with the coven? What did they provide exactly?
They should tell you themselves. It's about time you two came clean. You owe all of these an explanation. Weren't you going to have a little meeting? Isn't that right, Mr. Witch, Mr. Light?
Hmm.
And at this point, they're like, uh, yes, if you would like to follow us to somewhere perhaps a little bit more private. Don't want to discuss this out in the open.
Hmm.
Bring the mood down. Yes, I
Oh.
think quite enough damage has been done. I will
Oh.
accompany you.
Oh. Dalagrunt. I know it might not mean much, but as we're hoping to go back our lost things and other lost things as well, if we can find Star whilst we're there, then we'll definitely endeavour to bring them back.
Well, if
Well,
you find them, I'm not sure you will recognize them. They might be all grown up at this point, but then
Yeah.
again, Feywild is a strange place when it comes to time. This thief, I'm sure they wouldn't have done any harm to them.
Don't be
Well,
so
I know they are
surprised.
out there.
There
Well,
are many definitions of harm. This April creature was taking memories and changing people, and she did not think she was doing anything bad. The morality is not the same.
so they will be sorely punished. One of the rules in Prismere that no harm must come to children.
Mm,
I know of
sometimes
this.
a little harm is not so bad.
What?
Oh, just no, I don't mean cruelty, but punishment, discipline. It's good for
Oh,
children.
yes, I should probably learn that. Maybe if I'd have learned that, Star wouldn't have kept running off and getting lost.
It is a horrible thing to say, but sometimes you need to teach children that going wherever you want, doing whatever you want, this is dangerous. There are you must be strong. It is hard to be unpleasant to a child. You must not beat them, but taking away their toys or whatever, they become mad. But what can you do?
Here, Rodolfo, please. You seem to understand this more than anyone. And she hands you the mirrored ball.
Mm.
Says, if you find them, you will know it's them. Because they won't, they won't resist playing with this. It's their favorite toy.
Very
Find them
well. I
in
mean,
there, and
uh, you will not come with us to find your child.
she looks back to Delight and Mr. Witch. Says, if I leave, then I'm afraid only more children will go missing. And she turns back and says, I have to look after Vera and Alwyn. And you see there is a younger boy and a little girl that kind of comes out from hiding during all of this chaos that's been going on. They've been kind of tucked away. And yeah,
Ah,
I'll show you again in the artwork. This is Alwyn. She's very shy. My responsibility is to look after them. They are in the same light, lost property. Now I am their surrogate mother.
of course. I would not dream of pulling you away from your child. Well, we will do our best to find Star. Uh, much good may it do us.
And Tarquin sort of leans down and whispers in Durlagorn's ear, and it's good to have someone around at the carnival that we definitely know we can trust to keep things safe.
Indeed, someone who will keep these horrible thieves from getting even worse. They are taking children, they are taking people, they are taking items, memories, identities, faces. This cannot continue. We
Where do y'all go next? I mean, I know y'all come here once every 8 years. But where do you go when you're not here? I mean, are y'all going to another destination? Or you going back to Prismere? Or where
To
do you go
Prismere?
when you're not
No.
here?
Carnival doesn't return to Prismere. It travels planes. It will likely visit another plane much like this one, only much more distant. And finally, it does return to the Feywild, yes, but not Prismere. Prismere is sort of a, I don't know, smaller pocket away from everything. And Rodolfo, what she's describing is very much what's been outlined in your book, The Domains of Delight.
mm,
She says there's
okay.
only one way in, as far as I'm aware, but
Into
maybe Miss
Prismere.
Delight and Mr. Yes, indeed.
Mm, mm.
Perhaps they can shed more light.
Well,
I think it's about
they are the
time.
ones responsible for this. Let us hope they have some answers.
They look very sheepish, nervous, even. At this point, though, Delagron is actually going up to them and says, "Come, let's ask them ourselves. We'll have this little meeting." Kettlestein, by the way, was whilst you were reeling off what all these thieves have been stealing. Kettlestein was definitely rising in, like they were about to boil over. That same kettle noise. And yes, they've probably been here and looking around doing this.
Um,
And it seems they're just as eager to get questions answered.
Before we have this talk, I just want you guys to know that when we were on the carousel, I wasn't there, but I heard something myself. Someone was speaking. Something about the hag I seek dwelling in a mountain theater.
The hag you seek.
I
Does
just
this
want.
make sense to anyone else?
I don't know. It sounds like gibberish, but I don't know when I'll disappear again, and I wanted you guys to know. Maybe I'll
Wow.
disappear for good this time.
A similar thing happened to me actually.
Hmm.
I didn't hear the same thing. I heard the hag you seek has foreseen her own death, which happens during an eclipse.
Okay. I will. Let me see. I have to find what my thing said.
Seems like someone was helping us. Maybe we
Yeah,
can
I
find
think
this mystery person.
I thought it was the unicorns, personally,
I don't
but
know anything
maybe
about.
there is a specific person.
Yeah, maybe. Do we have an
I don't.
idea whether it was the unicorns or was it just a
Which
mystery voice?
this voice sounded like a a sort of celestial-like being. There was an angelic quality to it. And yeah, anyone who wants to roll an Arcana check can do.
Sure.
Since I've been reading the book, I'll roll one just
Look,
on the off chance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tarquin knows less than nothing.
Rodolfo,
18. Ooh, yeah.
the rest
I've
of
been reading.
you, yeah, you have been reading for sure. The rest of you, it's anyone's guess whether it's the unicorns or whether it was just this mysterious voice. But Rodolfo, you what they're describing to you as like this sort of celestial voice was it's not too far from what maybe a unicorn would actually sound like, because they are celestial beings. And even more so than that, with an 18,
Hey,
I'll let
you
you
don't
know
turn
that
the music down. They're recording this session.
oh, uh,
That's on the session now.
well, I think you didn't mute for that, but that's funny. Um, anyway, sorry. Unicorns actually have the power to speak into one's mind. They can communicate telepathically, and you've
Oh,
read this,
interesting.
you've learned this.
Okay, so I'll tell the others that so unicorns can speak directly into your mind. Perhaps it was, but the unicorns they were wooden. Maybe they were transformed
But
from real ones,
well,
but the horns,
the horns were real.
perhaps the
Yeah,
horns
the horns were.
themselves, yes, were magic.
Or perhaps the
Many
horns
case.
are linked to the real unicorns they were taken from.
Or
Oh,
maybe they are real unicorns and just they're in like a prison
And maybe the
in the
horn was
carnival.
too powerful to be transformed, because that might be like
Yeah.
a focus for their magic. Because after all, it's their horn is basically what makes them not a horse.
Yeah, I mean they do have a rod going right through the middle of their body, attaching them to the carousel. So
Yeah.
What did they tell the other me then?
Don't
Oh,
know. I don't think they told us.
We'll have to
Is this the first
we'll
time
have
you
to
guys
ask.
spoke about this?
Yeah, I
Yep.
kind of thought that it was just me that it happened to, so I didn't.
I think we did.
think
We
to.
did say that. Like at the time when we got off the carousel, everyone said like, "Did you hear a voice?" But I don't remember if we actually described
we,
what we heard.
we didn't
We
talk
had
about
we had
what
that
we heard.
we had that conversation about what widdershins meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
What's a
Oh, yeah.
widdershin?
It's going counterclockwise.
Isn't that just anti-clockwise?
Not in the old ways.
Anti-
Oh. I miss so much when I'm gone.
But
Telegram speaks up.
we,
Says, where's your other friend? Not Moxie, wasn't it? Is she all grown up as well?
She's right here, and I point to Solomon.
Hi.
Oh my, you have definitely changed. The years haven't been kind to you.
No, thanks. Nothing.
Solomon here and Nox are sort of both different and separate individuals, but also one and the same. They just can't exist at the same time in the same place.
Yeah, it
See.
makes no sense to me either.
You'll find there are many mysteries that you won't have to understand, but you will have to ride those mysteries in the Feywild.
This is
Those
all part of the thing that has been stolen. The connection between Solomon and Xaxx has been, whatever makes them together has been stolen.
Solomon and Nox. Solomon Nox. Xaxx is his own person. Thank you very much.
Solomon and Nox, and the thing that makes the unicorns their true selves, and Xaxx your memories, and Tarquin your memories. All
Told
of
you
this
about my memories.
comes back to the same thing. This is these hags, these thieves, they're the source of everything.
I don't want to hurt anyone, but I do want my whatever back.
Well, we need to figure out what it is
Yeah.
as well.
Also, talking bird. That's new.
Gelstein waves in your direction.
Oh yeah, this is Kettle Steam. They're Kanku.
I have an idea. We need to create a list of everything that happens and then give it to Nox when Nox shows up. And then when Nox is here, write a list of everything that happens and give it to Solomon so that they can get caught up really quickly.
Not a bad shot.
Out of character, that's pretty much what me and Yaz are doing.
Mr. Solomon, you have a meeting at 8 o'clock.
Who
You hear? That's what Gelstein says, just for reference.
Did he eat Mr. Witch?
No, I think he's telling us we need to get a move on because we've got to have a meeting with the others before. But with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, he can mimic voices and also steal them, apparently.
She can,
but he's not stealing them
She.
anymore.
Apologies.
I do like to use male from time.
Yeah, I think that's what's throwing me. You keep using male voices, and I'm just makes me forget you're that good. You're that in the part that I completely forget.
Is this better? It's like really ear-piercingly loud.
Maybe just turn the volume down, adjust the contrast a little.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let's go.
Let's be on our way.
Yep,
And
that's the way.
Gelstein flap in the
Let's
direction.
head back. And enter through the front gate this time. We have an invitation. No need to sneak around.
Yeah, those fawns hurt. Which is weird because I used that on people. Maybe I shouldn't use that on people anymore.
Or maybe you should only use it on people that deserve it.
Or maybe you
So
can do a vine whip so there's no thorns.
at the end of this celebration, by the way, the parade's been going on during all of this, probably for the best because it's a nice distraction for everyone to follow whilst you've been cleaning up the mess. So at the end of the celebration, it seems as though uh, all these costumes, all of this, the magic of the parade seems to be being drawn back to the beginning of where it all started in the Silver Song Lake. And as it winds down, the ceremonial crown atop your head, Tarquin, suddenly teleports back into the hat box, and Counterfoot returns the hat box to the staff area, and he's leading you to the staff area for the meeting in that regard.
Does that mean my wings
Um,
have also gone?
the wings, I'm afraid, do eventually start to peter out, but they're
Aw.
Mm.
they're there as a nice like sort of after echo for the time being. But there's
He looks more
the
disappointed about that than losing the crown. He didn't care about the crown. The wings were cool.
I'm afraid. Candlewick says, "I'm afraid it it has run out for the time being, but don't worry, Tarquin. You can use that again.
I can.
Yes. Just think of home. No, think of the carnival and the magic that has been, well, restored thanks to you here, and it might just manifest again. Those little wings, they'll pop right back out.
I will keep that in mind.
I think you've got, a couple of wings left, a couple of flights left."
Oh, okay. Well, that could come in handy, and it's good to have practice. One day I'm going to get my own wings, though, like that are mine. Don't know how, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a flying bunny acrobat.
I wish mine were real. And you see Candlewick gesture to his little costumed wings.
Well, if I ever find a way to get real ones, I'll let you know. And then you can try and get them too.
Sounds like a deal. All right this way, everyone. And Candlefoot leads you through into the staff area, and there he hands the hat box over to Thaco, and he just nods to everyone and grumbles when he sees Xaxx.
Hi.
um, and you've probably still got that balloon trailing behind you. And we enter into the staff area itself, and you can see Mr. Light and Mr. Witch standing by the wagon, already waiting to sort of greet you and lead you on inside. And so, there's probably too many of you to all come into the wagon itself, but they sort of stand around nearby. I'll drag you back to the map for the sake of seeing it. Right. Suppose an explanation is in order. However, I will tell you and explain that not everything is, as Delagron says, our fault, so to speak. See, Zybilna is the Witchlight Carnival's benefactor, let us say. And we guard her crossing most carefully. Whatever is stolen here, stolen because rules were broken, taken back to prison and to Zybilna.
Wait, so Zybilna is the one who receives all the stolen items?
That's right. Sound
I
confused?
I don't think that's correct.
I don't think that.
Oh, so
I don't think that's correct anymore. Is perhaps more accurate.
That's
And
that's what I meant.
in addition to this, Kettle's team also says, including children? Mr. Light kind of continues and says, some questions we don't ask, but Zybilna isn't a wicked sort. She takes care of her realm and those in it.
But
It's
Sibylna has not been in charge of has not been present in Presmere for some time.
He couldn't say.
we have information that suggests that there's a coven of hags that has sort of taken over, and the thieving and whatnot of these items, everything's going to them, including the children.
They look at each other like sort of shocked, but also maybe confirming some suspicions of their own. And to this point, you hear faint voice on the wind. It's almost like a whisper in the back of your ear. It says, "Shush, shush, little shadow elves, talk to me." And you see a shadow stretch up the back of the wagon. A moon crescent mask
Watch
kind of
out!
forming around their face.
Oh no, it is you again.
Tarquin, am I okay to attack?
Sure. Tarquin has like a dagger out ready to throw, and he just like, yeah, go for it. You go first if you like.
See, I am not welcome here.
Same.
No, this is not an obscura tea party.
The same.
I'm only interested in silencing those who should not be spilling those secrets.
What
Is that why you took
secrets?
That's why you took my childhood from me?
You are now like me, incomplete.
Yeah, I'd like to fix that.
Is it really a secret if everyone knows? The fairies know. We know. No, Mr. Witch, Mr. Light know. It's not really a secret, is it?
Yeah, you guys kind of
Those
suck at
things-
keeping things secret.
So,
Those things were supposed to fade like the twilight.
so now we're just spreading what's common knowledge.
You should know that the Twilight's where I do my best work.
You do not know with what you meddle.
Then why don't you explain it to us?
It is for your own safety. Perhaps you should forget everything. Forget the Witchlight Carnival. Forget your lost thing.
I've forgotten enough already. It's time to remember.
Well then, Moongrave will be most pleased.
And
Thank you for that more information.
At this
You start
point,
with-
Tarquin's gonna throw his dagger, and it's like, oops, I forgot to keep hold of that.
Yeah, I was just saying as you're doing that she kind of begins to sort of stretch up against the backing, as it almost looks as if she's merging with the shadow. Your dagger flings through the air and hits the wood with a thunk sound, and the shadow looks down at it, almost as if it's just impaled through her heart. But you see, the shadow is much less corporal than what you'd thought, and it begins to stretch outwards until it sort of encompasses the entire wagon, shrouding it in darkness. And Mr. Light's like,
Reach
"Oh
out.
no, none of that!" And you see him bring up the weather vane, and it spins brightly and blinds the wagon, shedding the shadow completely. And you just hear the shadow of obscurity sort of fade away.
For
So
somebody who was trying to protect secrets, she gave us more information than we had before. We now know which thief works for which hag.
That is true.
and
Wait,
that was good
everyone all right?
information to get.
And Tarquin just grabs his dagger, just like, Meh.
They're most likely going back to the Hall of Illusions. Isn't that right, Mr. Light? Yes, I think he's. Forgive me, quite a shock. If you wish to enter into Prismere, I believe they use the portal there as a way in and out.
Yes.
I know the words to use.
You know how to
Oh,
get there? Do we need
I
any
know
special a special token or spell,
not that I
Mr.
know
Witch?
of. I just know the word. I just know the words that are used. I know the mirror they use. I know the words they use.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mr. Witch, can you add to this?
Mr. Witch says, there is indeed a passphrase they use. I don't know it off by heart. I don't use it myself, purely because it's a one-way portal. If I went through, well, you wouldn't come back.
How do you get there?
We do not go to Prismere. Our
Hmm.
carnival travels the realms and the Feywild, but Prismere is in a realm of its own. Yes, sort of like a Russian doll. There's realms within realm.
What's Russia?
Here, I'll demonstrate. And he pulls out something from a chest in the wagon and starts pulling out this strange little doll. One after another, there's more and more.
M-
Like an onion. Is that
m-
better description? Layers.
Maybe Russia's not a place. Maybe it's because the dolls keep rushing around.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
perfect.
They're
Or,
But
Russian dolls,
or
as in,
maybe, or maybe,
They're rushing dolls.
yeah.
or maybe
I
Russia's a
misheard.
place where they've been, where the carnival's been, because it doesn't just go to here.
Those two
speaking of
dimensions
which,
all over the place. But
speaking of rushing, perhaps we should rush along to the Hall of Illusions and maybe we can help you on your way. Unless, of course, you have more questions. And he looks a little bit nervous.
I think perhaps before we go, you should tell us what was the agreement you made with the Witch Coven and what exactly were the terms of this agreement.
Right, of
Agreed.
course. Well, to acquire the Witchlight Carnival itself, we we made a deal with Zybilna. She offered us the carnival in exchange for well, if anyone was to enter without a ticket, then they would be effectively free game for the thieves of that coven you mentioned, I guess. And they were allowed to steal something from them in return, as they sort of stolen from the carnival in a sense. Does that explain it?
Okay, but something has changed recently. No?
That that is not our well, our original agreement. They weren't supposed to be able to steal people. Um,
And
something has definitely changed.
people who have tickets, they are taking things that are contrary to the agreement.
Oh goodness, are they doing that
So
as well?
They took one of
what is
Darlagrun's children.
what is the punishment for that if the agreement is broken?
Then, then I guess something has gone wrong. Something has gone awry, and you're right. You're right to question it. This isn't how we intended for things. You
Have
must
you
accept our apologies.
have you
We're
done
in.
any to break the agreement that you know of?
Um, no, not to our knowledge.
Insight.
Me
Yeah,
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's there does seem to be more to the story. Um, but as far as oh yeah, just especially Tarquin's picking up on it. It seems to be more to the story and how they acquired it. Just because they kind of rushed over it and like skimmed it very quickly. But in regards to like them being truthful about if they've done anything to break the actual agreement.
Mm.
They actually do seem completely honest and genuine when they say, "No, we've only been trying to spread happiness and joy with the carnival. We would never betray the terms. That would mean our carnival would be snatched away again. It'd be swapped again."
Swapped
Again?
again?
Oh, it's a longer story, but Mr. Witch didn't really cover everything. You see, this carnival didn't belong to us originally. It
Alright.
belonged to a pair of Eladrin, I believe.
Hey, I'm an Eladrin. Like me?
Yes, yes, much like you, my friend.
Oh,
But and we had our own carnival in the Shadowfell.
You're
It was
from the Shadowfell?
yes, as that little shadow had indeed suggested. Makes sense now why Obscurity called them shadow elves.
Mm.
We once possessed a carnival of our own, of our own making, and when we traveled to the edge that prowled of the Shadowfell, two carnivals crossed paths. This one, perhaps from the Feywild, but hmm, after much wine was consumed, we both seemed to agree on the carnivals that we hadn't really, I suppose, found our fulfillment from each other. So to better our positions, we made a sort of a deal, uh, a fun swap of ownership. And Isolde, the Eladrin who ran the Fae-themed carnival, traded places with us.
So now they're running a Shadowfell carnival?
Indeed. But the arrangement would only last until the two carnivals met again, which has not yet happened, and thankfully.
And this is just because you were bold? Is that all you got out of it? Was just a change of
We
job?
gradually became morose, emotionally stunted, I guess. But this has revived our fun-loving, free spirits. And we now dread the day when the carnivals come across each other again. I have no desire to return to that gloomy old carnival.
Will you, if it does happen, will you honor the agreement?
I'm afraid we have no choice. But yes, there was another way offered, then perhaps.
Can I do an insight check to see if they're actually intending to do that?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check.
I'll get in on that.
No.
Um, they definitely have this feeling of dread, and light is definitely you can tell the joy on his face just describing his loving carnival. But the thing you do pick up on, I'd say not, is yeah, maybe they came out better on the deal, and they don't want to go back to their old carnival because, like they said, it's gloomy, it's old, uh, so they want to enjoy this as much as they can while it lasts. It's possible that the Eladrin they've changed their opinion. Maybe they want to swap back, uh, but you can't tell the truth just by reading their expressions. It's just a hunch that they
Yeah.
got the better of the deal. That's for sure.
Well, if you do meet up and you maybe when you get your old carnival back, you can use what you've learned from running this one and make your one a good one.
Not a bad idea, but best not to think about it.
Bring
We
some
live in the
light to the
moment.
shadow.
Yeah, it's a positive outlook. And this has definitely changed our outlook as well. But yes, Zybilna was the one that oversaw the agreement and the pact, you could say. It could only be formed by a powerful archfey such as herself.
Right. And how does
Do
your
you have?
watch coming into this?
Hmm.
The pocket watch, yes.
Hmm.
It is a device that is used to transport people. And he pulls it out again um, out of the pocket he has and shows it to you. This in the ornate pocket watch is kind of fastened with a gold chain, and that as he opens it up, that faint golden glow opens again from it. And he says, "The face shows a miniature painting of the carnival itself, ringed by a tiny hedge, orbited by a mote of light, small enough to slip through the eye of a needle. The light causes the henge to cast shadows, and these shadows allow the watch owner to track the passage of time. And it seems though we are on the last hour, we should be initiating the packing up, and we haven't much time to get you into the Hall of Illusion."
Yeah. S-
Um, if we're gonna be, we are gonna be going to this Prismia, right?
I think that's the plan.
I intend to. Whether you will or not, that is up to you. If you have a different plan,
Is there any
but I must go.
any advice or help you could give us before we go?
You start to see the watch kind of glowing brighter, and he says, "Yes, I will explain on the way. You really really have not much time. I will do what I can to tell you of the realm, but I cannot prepare you for what lies on the other side. If what you say is true, and something has happened to Zybilna, there is no telling if what state Prismir is in, if there's anything left of it at all."
Before we go, does everybody have food and drinks and everything that they need? Does
I could
anybody?
I could use some healing potions. Does Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, do you have any potions or items that can help us as we try to sort out your mess?
I'm glad I'm not the one that had to ask that. Yes.
I think if we are going to do this for you, and you will be the beneficiary, it is only fair that you provide us everything that you can.
Everything.
Certainly can't hand you over the watch, and Mr. Light's weather vane is the only other magical item he possesses.
No, you have a carnival full of many wonderful things and prizes and fey creatures from all over the world. You cannot tell me you don't have a potion or a wand or something.
Have
A
we,
healing potion in your first aid tent?
Taco, see what you can muster up, and meet us outside the Hall of Illusions. Any resources that these fine adventurers can utilize.
Any resources, every resource.
Taco just rolls his eyes and goes, "Yeah, I get it. Please."
The gnome out
Uh,
there had a deck of cards that seemed pretty useful.
Mm-hmm.
You look over to where that gnome was, and she is no longer there. She
Wow.
has disappeared. No trace of her.
Oh no, they took her too.
Yeah, who knows? And a frog. Um,
Rodolfo kind of says in an aside to Xaxx, like, you would think they would be more generous considering we're about to do all their dirty work. Unbelievable.
True.
I get the sense these are people who like to take advantage when they can, and they're about to get a good deal again.
Yes, well, there is not.
They do
It's not going to
they
be
do nothing and reap the benefits, and
Mm,
we just end up back where we were.
exactly correct.
Hmm.
harsh opinion. Uh,
I'm not
warranted.
very impressed by these people.
I think Rodolfo's running off on me. I'm getting cynical.
Oh yeah, you hear kettle steam is also making the sound of a dog gnawing on a bone again.
What
Kind of
about
frustrated sound.
What about if we all had noble steeds? Noble, slimy steeds.
Why?
Why slimy?
Oh, you wanted us to get the
The,
snails?
the snails.
Oh, the snails. Oh yes, they were
Sup-
fast.
I don't think that's gonna fit through the portal. Here, have some face paint instead. You see, Echo has given Rodolfo just a palette of paints. He says, "Yeah, they're magical. Put them on. You look like someone else. All right? You happy?
Okay.
That actually could come in handy.
It
Okay,
might come in
good.
handy. This is the best you can do.
In the time available, yeah.
No
What do you
healing
want? Another
potions.
balloon animal?
Yes, please.
Oh, I can give you this." And he just gives you a cuddly toy spider.
Another one.
I saw it. I heard earlier people calling you Cobweb, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for
Yes.
you.
Solomon, be careful. The edges are sharp
Of the spider.
Uh,
of the balloon. Yeah.
oh, yeah. He
Or is
says
it?
allows you to crawl on walls and shit. You know.
Oh, it's
Enjoy.
another. It's no. I've got two cuddly toy spiders.
Oh, do you already have one? Oh,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying.
forgot you
Another
already
one.
had one. Oh, you've already got one.
I'll have it.
I mean,
Oh no, how about this instead? Here. There's a little glove puppet. And he does a little show with it, like, look at me, I'm a wizard. All right. Yeah. You can use this and cast minor illusions.
Oh,
what
that's
about
cool.
what about me and Tanwen? Anything for us?
Oh, jeez.
Just milk him
Um,
dry.
some candy. How about some candy?
I mean, I'll take some candy. I'd take the cuddly spider. Walking on walls sounds cool.
Wait, does my giraffe do anything?
Do you want it to?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All
I think
right.
these are balloon animals, by the way. These are actual
Uh,
items.
Yeah, no, the spider definitely is. I forgot you already had that.
Yeah.
So don't, you have got
Tarquin
to
will
it, though.
take the other one.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He had the one. That was it. Just didn't realize you already had it. So that's. Okay. So. All right. Let me see if I can like fix up something here. And he cracks his knuckles. All right. Abracadabra, alakazoo. And he pulls out a kazoo and plays it a sharp whistle with it. And you see the balloon beginning to glow slightly. And then it suddenly fills with liquid. Oh no, you don't want that. That's Fomorian spit. Don't drink that.